Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tub Takes. This is a weekly video podcast where we talk about all of the latest and greatest happenings in VGC. And this week we have a banger of an episode. First and foremost, I am joined by my lovely co-host, three-time regional champion. That's right, it is Gavin Michaels.
Hello, everyone. Good to be here.
Yeah, it's good to have you back on. It's great hanging out with you this weekend for the first time in like 2 years or something crazy like that. And so excited to talk to you even more.
Nuts.
And then, of course, the real stars of the show, we have one-time regional champion, your Atlanta regional champion. We got Daniel. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Feeling pretty good after the last couple days.
I bet. And to top it off, we've got your Atlanta regional runner-up with the exact same team. One of the craziest stories we've seen all season. We got Joey. How are you doing?
Howdy. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm quite tired, but other than that, I'm feeling great.
I bet it must have been a crazy weekend. I'm excited to hear all about it. But first, we got to talk shop a little bit. So first and foremost, we have some announcements. Of course, Regulation G is technically still going on, but we're all looking forward to Regulation I as well. And the biggest tournament of Regulation I guess it's the World Championships, but that's a little further. The second biggest tournament of Regulation I is the North American International Championships in New Orleans, and we did just get some information about that. And the important thing, the very, very important thing that I need to say right at the start of the video, right at the start of the stream, is that there are two waves of registration, and these are very likely to sell out very quickly. So be ready at those times that I have on screen at 7 p.m. Central Time on April 22nd and 9 a.m. Central Time on April 23rd to sign up, because it very well could register. Since the registration could end pretty much immediately. Yeah, that's the main thing. Are y'all planning on going to NAIC?
Well,
I'd very much like to.
I had a good experience at NASA last year, but
It was very fun.
I believe it's just through Arcanine this time. They don't have the pre-registration through the different portal, right?
I am not sure. Let's click on some links and see. Yeah, it looks like it is just through Arcanine, so it should be a little more straightforward.
I don't know. I thought the intermediary website was a really good idea. They should bring that back.
Well, I think that last time the intermediary website was so that they didn't have to. Was it just that they had a lottery system? Was that it?
I don't know what the reasoning behind it was.
I think now they have, like they say, on the system where at least for like the regionals, I think that this year have been like you go to register and it'll put you like in a window like before like it confirms like you have a space.
Yeah.
Like it'll give you a loading screen or whatever.
I guess there's
Like where it was searching for space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
Supply and demand and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's like still essentially fastest gets it. It's just like I think it does it fastest based on like client time now as opposed to server time or whatever. But it's like mostly the same thing.
Yeah, I'm sure there's still going to be tons of people who miss out on getting their invite just because they can't click on a button fast enough to register, or they're not available at that time.
Yeah, I'm like genuinely terrified, right? Like, because like I think a lot of people who are going for the World Championships it's going to come down to this, and so it's going to be really scary if you. And I think 90% to 95% of people who want to go will be able to go. But it really sucks that you have to play the lottery. And we'll see. We don't know how many seats there are going to be. We don't know how big attendance will be. So it's hard to say. But yeah, it might be. Yeah, I would just not take the chance and try to sign up immediately if I were going, which I am going to this tournament.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Ideally.
When was the last IC, or have we ever had an IC that didn't sell out?
Do the LAICs usually sell out? I don't know. They're usually probably smaller than the EU and NA ones.
That's fair, actually. I think LAIC might have still been open. So maybe I'm wrong.
I'm not sure about that one. I feel like the Oceania International that you won did not sell out, right?
That'd be funny if it did, because there was like 10 people.
What year was that?
I'm the last and final Australia International champion. No, it was like
now and forever.
Exactly, a tournament. It was like
2022?
under. It was like under
Seems like it-
256.
It was 2023.
I forget.
2023.
Yeah, I forget the exact number, but
Well,
obviously
that was like
it's
Rig B or something, right? That was like
yeah.
I didn't play during that.
Yeah, before your time.
Yeah, not old
Now
enough.
regulations are like health ratings, like for restaurants. The B stands for better.
And
Dang,
that's why.
What happened on the way to I?
Insanity.
Oh, sorry. I guess it was serious.
Regulation insanity.
Hold up. All right. While this page is loading, it's taking a minute. We did have a web page that has that in theory, if it loads, we'll have all the information about NAIC as well. But I was going through it and I did see some cool stuff. Namely, and I wanted to highlight this as well in case you scrub out on Friday. Last year there was a big side event on Saturday that was a multi-battle side event, and they gave out some crazy pricing for the multi-battle side event, and not a ton of people signed up. This year they are having another large Nintendo Switch side event. In fact, there's one for each game, and this time it is going to be Regulation H. So there's going to be a big Regulation H side event on the Saturday of NAIC. So for everyone who is sick and tired of restricted Pokemon, you will also be able to play in this. So this will be fun. Obviously, I'm hoping that I don't have a chance to play in this, but yeah, if you do not make it through the day 2, this will be a really cool thing to see fire as well.
Show up to NASC with my Louisville team.
I don't know. It's a little outdated.
Do you guys know the history of the multi-battle side events at NAIC?
I
No,
to hear about.
I played a multi-battle event once, and that was at like one Orlando Regional last year.
I believe they started in 2012. It was at least Gen 5. And the winner would get a DS, right? So
Dang.
people
Oh
took
yeah, I
them,
did know
like-
about that actually. Like,
Yeah,
sorry,
people took it
yeah.
pretty seriously. But what was funny was the meta strategy, right? The thing that everyone jumped to was Void Cats. Now, are y'all old enough to know what Void Cats are?
I'm not old enough, but I've heard about it.
Ooh, okay.
Magneto
For
stuff?
those of you maybe in the crowd that don't know it,
What about
you would
dive
use
cats?
Oh no, yeah.
it's the same thing essentially.
Okay.
So you would use Purloin and Lipard, which have Prankster assist
Mhm.
to
I can only call
and-
certain moves.
yeah, exactly. Assist can't call every move. So you would run a team, usually with a Smeargle, or it could be another Pokemon. That would, here we go. Let's go.
Yeah, I see Jimmy in the chat right now, Team Rocket Elite himself.
Let's go. Yeah, Jimmy is an important part of VGC history. For those of you that don't know, is maybe preserved the most amount of otherwise sets that would be lost to time of anyone. So shout out to Jimmy. But yeah, you would use things like this, where one person would just run slate moves, right? You just have the Dark Void, and you were just trying to call Dark Void as much as you can for your partner who has all the offensive Pokemon. You would also see this sometimes. It was a bit of a meme in VGC as well. There you would use Prankster Assist on very, very slow Pokemon to just call Prankster Dive over and over again. So the dive initial hit would be that would be Prankster boosted, but the dive second hit wouldn't be. So
Maybe
if
lagging
you're
tail or something like that, so they guarantee to move last.
yeah, exactly. So you could just infinite them with dive. Fun fact for my 2013 Nationals team, I did originally have a Bisharp instead of a Metagross, but I changed that solely so I wouldn't lose to Dive Cats. It did not matter, but it was so that I did not want to deal with the humiliation of losing to Dive Cats.
Wait, how does that change?
It's a reasonable reason.
Punch stuff.
Bullet Punch versus Sucker Punch.
Yeah, it's just the assist it counts as assist, not dive. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, no, shout out to Multi-Battle Tournament. It's a very fun history when we had a bit more whimsy in our game.
Yeah.
Fun.
You know, I've been saying that we should have past format side events more often. Some of the most fun I've had at side events is playing past formats. Back in 2019 Dallas Regionals was the time that we had a bunch of past formats, and I just had a blast. And I've been thinking about that ever since. So I really love that they are bringing back Regulation H, which maybe didn't get nearly enough love, and now gets another big event that yeah, I genuinely am excited. I don't know if I have a good team in Regulation H, but I am excited about it.
I wish there was and the thing is, the past formats are probably going to be more of the fan favorite. Like Reg H is much more of a fan favorite than I think Reg F was. So I would love to see more of that because I think there was so much more to happen in Reg F than did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, also, you know, we're going back to Reg F after Worlds, so for all we know.
Confirmed on the podcast now.
Confirmed on the podcast. That's right.
If I have to play Reg G again, I am pissed.
I would be
Reg G
shocked.
Part 3.
If it's FGI, I'm pissed.
I'd be shocked if we did Reg G Part 3.
Do you not know the alphabet? It goes GHGIIGJ.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, and then there was some other information here. I guess so. One of the other things I noticed is that last year we had badge pickup at the airports. This time it looks like we do not have badge pickup at the airport, which I'm a little sad that they got rid of because that was actually really cool.
Yeah.
They have, what else do they have? They have hotel referrals, I guess. So if you want to get special rates there, you can go on this website. You can kind of check out all the information. I'm trying to find where they had the casters because that was also something here it is, streaming info. They did finally release the list of casters for this event, and it's pretty cool. I think this is my boy Jake's first time casting in internets. I might be wrong about that, but I am excited to see him on the big stage.
Nice.
Sick.
But yeah, that is NASE. Again, the big thing is the registration times. We will remind you again next week on Tub Takes. But yeah, really don't want to miss out on that because that is going to be very important. And then the next thing that I guess is a little bit of housekeeping is that there is a Victory Road tournament coming up next week as well. So if you want to practice some Reg I, I think these are really important to sort of set the stage for Milwaukee Regionals that is coming up. We're going to be analyzing the results of these next week. So if you want to be on Tub Takes, you should sign up for this. And potentially if you do well, we might have you on. But we definitely will look over all the teams that top cut. And so very excited to watch this. Maybe play this. Maybe Alex will stream it or something. I think he streamed the last one. No promises, but yeah.
Are y'all going to this one? Gavin and Adi?
Going to this one?
Milwaukee.
We're going. Milwaukee. I thought you meant the
Makes more
internet.
sense.
No, I'm not going to Milwaukee.
I will be at Milwaukee. Yes.
Cool.
What about you?
I'll be there as well.
Sweet.
I already registered for that one. It's the first tournament of the format, so surely, like, how bad could it be?
It's gonna be fun.
I think the first tournament of the format is always the most fun tournament of the format. It's just so chaotic every time. I agree. So I'm very excited for that.
All last time, Reg G.
Hey, you were ahead of the curve.
He wasn't great. 18 with us. No, that was enough. It wasn't...
until he got knocked by a Jolly Instant because he didn't put enough speed on it.
That was annoying.
All right. So yeah, that's the Victory Road. We'll see if I play in this. I also might legitimately. I had so much fun playing Koraidon in this tournament that in Atlanta that I might just go to a local instead. We'll see.
You cried on Reg I.
True. I mean, legitimately, I think CSR Koraidon might be the first team that I try as well. That's just how impressed I was by it. But the next thing that we got to talk about is the Monterey Regional Championships that is coming up this upcoming weekend. So there are two more regionals. Fun. There's Monterey and there is a Seville happening 2 weeks from now. That'll close out. So I feel really bad for anyone who's going to this event and is trying to get practice because y'all shook up the meta and no one is on ladder right now. So that'll
Sucks
for them.
Yeah.
I came into this event thinking, man, it's just gonna be another Arubago win. There's like none in top 8. It's like, man, I don't know what to think anymore.
There's none in top cut.
None in top. Oh man, I didn't
missed
know that
cut
one.
entirely.
That's crazy. I guess that's probably for later. But I mean, the thing is, I think that a lot of there's a lot of regional differences in how people play as well, just besides just the overall meta.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
I don't know. I wonder what these results are going to actually look like compared to like the last couple regionals.
Mm-hmm. it's also interesting because there are always NA players, especially when it's in Mexico, that that Americans can get down there pretty easily. So last time we saw Marcus go down from Canada. We saw Riley in top 8 as well. We saw Billy, who also top cut Atlanta Regionals, I believe, was also there doing really well in top cut of this event too. So I wouldn't be shocked to see some Americans come down. But also,
isn't like Monterey driving distance from Austin?
it is. I was told that I wouldn't. They would not recommend doing the drive because the parts around the border are not the safest.
Got you.
But I do know of at least one player who is flying out from San Antonio to Monterey. So it's a pretty quick flight as well.
Makes sense. I think that like with sorry, just saying one thing about LATAM events.
Mhm.
I think that a lot of it is sort of distorted by where in LATAM you are, because like of all of the big regions, right? Like LATAM's the one where it's like the hardest like to do intra-country travel, right? Because like let's say that like you're in Sao Paulo, right? You're gonna be so far away from Monterey that like it's like essentially like a whole other region. You know what I mean? So it's like I think that like the tournament and like the results that we see for like these more call it like North Latin or Central American regionals to like more like Andes or like Brazilian events is like going to be like pretty different. It's like I mean like here this was for Merida. Where is Merida? I'm sorry, I'm gonna admit my ignorance
Merida
here.
is right near Cancun in the Yucatan Peninsula.
Yeah, that was my thought, and you can see here, right? It's like you don't see any Brazilians in top cut, and just a couple of like North Latin players, and it's like that's just kind of the influence like of it, right? Like I don't think like it's too much of anyone would say like it's too much of a stretch to say that like historically Brazil and Argentina have been stronger countries and like had more of a scene than like Mexico per se, you know. So it's like
Is
like
that
all that
right on
stuff like
Overquill?
influences it.
Man, I did not think Open was a
Oh man. Well, yeah. So that's the other thing is that this was a relatively
Okay,
small tournament, right? So 4 threes would get some decent number of championship points. I'm looking at it, it's like, damn, I had to go 8-3 at this tournament to get the same amount of points as right on Overquill. I'm at the wrong tournament. Yeah, but that's like you're right, you're absolutely right. And I've actually one thing that I've had the opinion is that it's very stupid that LATAM is one region because it really is two distinct regions. And I really think that we should have like North LATAM, which is Central America, and South LATAM, which is South America, and that would just be more equitable. When I've talked to the Mexican players, they feel, at least for travel award purposes, they were always very upset because they did not have as many events as South America, especially back when we had a lot of special events. And they didn't have really a local internet because Brazil is not accessible to Mexico. They had to go to the much more competitive North American internet that was a different part of the season. And so they felt like the snowball that really started at the first internets of the year, which is always the Latin American internets, was not really accessible to them. And yeah, so I know that they definitely felt that way. And I don't really know why they don't have two separate regions when like it just makes so much sense.
Get on it. What's the Brazilian gambling company that handles all of their events?
Um,
Co-
I don't know.
Costa, something like that. I don't know. There's some like card manufacturer that like handles all the Brazilian events. It's like a weird system down there, so it's like ends up with like someone in like the Latin area getting screwed over. But hey,
Right.
you know what? For the players in Mexico, this is your shot. You know, so best of luck to you.
And I will say, I forget who the LAIC organizer is. I always hear complaints about LAIC. Karma Beam has been doing all the Mexican events, and I have not heard any complaints about Karma Beam at all. So I'm hoping that they. Well, I've heard some complaints, but like every event has some complaints. But by and large, it seems like the payout. Copag, yes, I've heard so many Copag complaints. So I would love to see Karma Beam get some more responsibility in the LATAM region as well. Very excited to see how Monterey goes. And last time there was no stream. I'm hoping that they can put together a sort of grassroots stream, especially for day 2, because we've seen that happen at a couple of these LATAM events.
Yeah, you miss out on all the hype. Like moments just have to be seen to be hype. There's no like at least with Switch 2 we get the ability to record, so hopefully their streams become more prevalent.
Yeah.
We can't watch like a LATAM or Australian regionals or anything. It sucks. I want to watch that stuff.
I'm trying to see if the winner posted the clip. But there was a video of everyone cheering as who is this? Who I forgot their name. As Daniel like got a heat wave burn on Marcus's Chen Pao to win
Oh yeah,
the Merida
I heard
finals.
about the heat wave burn. I know about that.
And it was
I
like
didn't see the clip though.
yeah, it was streamed locally, and there was like, I mean, it was such a hype moment, and it's like, man, we really wish we could have gotten that, and the world could have seen that because that is a really really hype moment, and yeah, it's just a great moment in VGC.
Yeah, it's like the randomness has to be there, and the less things like that happen, or else it's just like, oh man, I guess they win, like turn 3.
Your
Right.
standings is just like, oh, this guy won. These are the teams. Cool.
Wow, show
Yeah.
some plays.
Yeah. I will say this event maybe less impactful than Merida just because people are not going to be as excited for it. I think Merida did influence the metagame in a way that this one won't going into the next format. But yeah, it still has a big deal, especially with the with both LATAM and NA's Worlds race going on. It's going to be a big deal to see who goes down there, gets some points, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I forgot what the I guess estimated cutoff was for top 75 after all this, because I guess everyone's shooting for it, hitting their BFLs with the end of this regulation. So I think at this point it's just trying to find their best result now.
I had
I assume 900 still ish.
I had someone come up to me and at Atlanta and say, do you think 800 is going to be good enough for Worlds? And I just checked the ratings today because I found out I am 81st, and that means that I am the very last spot right now for a Worlds invite.
So you just gotta stay on pace, yeah.
Yeah, but
I checked right after Atlanta. They did it fast. I'm already I went from 180 to 72.
But yeah, I mean, I see you there, 72. 800. What do you? It's not going to be.
Daniel has one more point than me.
No,
Daniel has one more point than me.
Bro, it's not going to be 800. 800 is already almost out. And so my cutoff in my head that I've been working towards is 1,000. I think that 1,000 is probably the over/under point for me.
And it's a nice number.
This is really helpful for me because I've only been to 3 events so far. And it's just a good reminder that I just need to be better than Audi.
Correct. I am the cutoff right here at 761. We're going to talk about the global challenge next, and you're going to hear about how I missed out on 40 points because of this regional, and gained up.
Honestly, I think we should use Audi as a cutoff more often. If you're better than Audi, you should deserve to have a Worlds invite, and if you're worse than Audi, you don't deserve to have a Worlds invite.
Where's that put Audi?
Where's that put Gavin?
I think 117 or around here, right?
There you go. Yeah.
No Worlds for you, I guess.
And we've been to as many majors, equal number of majors. So
How many majors have you been to?
3.
Damn. How many locals have you been to?
All but 1. I have one more challenge available.
I haven't gotten points at a cup yet. I've never won a cup.
and now you don't have to.
Well, I mean, at some point in my VGC career, I'd like to win a cup at some point, but that comes later. I think Worlds is
First regional, then the cup.
Yeah, that's the plan. I guess that is the case now. See if I can because usually it's Joey blocking me to them.
I believe that it was.
You usually beat me. You.
Yeah, well, those are challenges.
I could be wrong on this, but I want to say that Toller Webb won a regional, a national, and Worlds before winning a local.
Ever? Any kind of local?
That's so funny.
I feel like
we didn't have locals until 2014, so that was part of it. But yeah,
okay. I guess
that makes some sense.
Also, as soon as you're a couple in, I think it's funnier to go for the third win before getting the local win. As soon as you got your regional and your national win or something. I don't know what the order of operations is for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to move on to Atlanta and the team that everyone's talking about?
No, we're going to talk about...
No, the global challenge.
We got to talk about the global challenge.
We need the GC results.
The GC results. I don't know if anyone's counted and saw what
Suika won again?
Yes, Suika won again. Crazy stuff. Same team as last time. We'll see. I think I'll probably pull the tweet again. Yeah, just absolutely absurd. Doesn't even get championship points, I think, for this one. But
Just doing it for the love of the game.
The love of the
I
game.
guess.
Yeah, just gatekeeping.
Yeah.
Good for them. That's crazy. Same team. We've kind of seen it before. But yeah,
Wild.
cool stuff. We obviously saw Joe get top 4 at this regional with I think almost the
Wonder if
exact
that
same
Grim
team.
can land T-Waves.
Yeah, with the, I mean, like a different item on Urshi and Grim, and then Volcarona over Ogerpon, right?
I wonder if that
Mhm.
Grim can hit T-Waves.
Well, I guess we'll never know.
I mean, if you get first place, you must have hit a decent number of teams,
Humanly, it
right?
can.
But
And he did a bit of luck, so he probably scammed someone with those.
I'm
couple times,
100%
at least.
sure, right? I mean, you click the move partially to scam people, especially when you just have the turns to do it.
Yeah. Every time you hit T-Wave, you just like get to play the save game and watch the opponent's Pokemon lose it for them.
Yeah, no, you got to go Ed and Eddie mode. Go for the scam equity. I saw Cresselia earlier, and I think that's messed up that was a surprising mon for me to see.
Right?
Used to be one of the Mons of all time.
Yeah.
This is
Think
the
a lot.
oh man, this is like the war crime. Okay, this one's a little different, but there was like a war crime Tinglu team that had Cresselia, and we just had a Lunar Blessing, and Tinglu with Sandtomb, and just like played a game that took forever. One of my locals back in Texas, Jeff Lehman, we used to bring that, and I think he brought it to this regional too. He was doing pretty well. I don't know how he finished, but yeah, this one's banded, which is probably going to catch some people off guard. And we saw Bandit Tinglu get second place at the last GC on the Zacian team. So maybe taking some inspiration from there with the Bandit Tinglu with Loaded Dice Dragonite and built it out slightly differently than it was built out on the other team, but they're doing very well still.
I don't know. I think that type of team is always going to do better online than at a regional, mainly because like you do not have the opportunity to use the bathroom between rounds, and that's going to nerf you at some point.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm not the best. I've never been like the best at GCs. I'm not built for best of 1. I joined in Scarlet and Violet, so I only ever had to play open team sheet best of 3s. I think Joey actually only started when the ladder existed for best of 3s as well. But I mean, it's just there are some techs that work. Definitely, it's cool to have them in the GC. I don't know about like committing whole teams to them, but it always seems to work.
Hey, Audie,
Why is there a
how do
Sash
you feel
Corrado?
about?
How do I feel
Okay,
about-
never mind. Zach
what were you
Brandon's
gonna
funny
say?
as hell. How do you, Audie? You would never use a team that performs better in a GC, right?
Well, I did do better. I did do better at I think I actually might have gotten the exact same rank in the GC
Yes.
and in
That's
Atlanta
what I
Regionals.
said.
Focus
The Focus Sash Caridon is absolutely crazy.
That's a gas.
I wonder what his moves are.
That might be the funniest item on it.
Just add flare bliss.
I really do
Yeah.
because I can't run Flareblitz. Yeah.
I mean, it's always correct to like. I think you're playing the GCs wrong if you don't have any surprise text. But I feel like people who build, there's a lot of ways to build teams around, completely like around like your whole team being something that you can't predict. That like, I don't know. The only teams that I've done well with in the GCs were Imprison Ice Rider. One of them was Jolly. It was bad,
Mhm.
but I don't know.
Mhm.
It just feels nice to make people lose games.
I've never done well at GC.
You know, you could call that winning. You don't have to say make
No.
other people lose games.
No. It's making them lose. There's a difference.
I am happy. I'm
Doesn't
happy
feel
to
like a
see.
win when it happens.
I'm happy to see Hirofumi
Hirofumi!
up here. He had not made it to Japan Nationals yet, and so this was his last chance to qualify, and he did qualify. So that's really
Oh my
cool
god,
to see.
barely, right?
Yeah. I know John Hu was
I've not
also
qualified
trying to
yet.
qualify, and he failed to qualify this time. Which
Yo,
is very
what?
sad. What's up, the Lapras?
No, I was referring to the Arubega that was on screen. Yes, the Lapras.
Okay.
I had to double check if there was an Arbag on screen.
There he is.
Well, yeah,
There always is. I just-
It's a safety goggles Lapras. What's so confusing?
That's a good point.
Let me get a drink.
I mean,
God, I love the
I
GC.
feel like you can see the tech coming, but I don't see the cloak coming, so I'd probably lose to that.
What does it do? Is this gonna shield cold you to death? It's just...
I mean,
I guess.
yeah, I do wonder.
Wait. That wasn't Iron Bundle,
What, this one?
was it?
That's not
Is that Iron Bundle or is that
also
that's
King
Iron?
Gambit.
Okay, never mind.
Okay,
Yeah,
you thought it was an
That
early
was the
bird?
first one. I thought it was regular Delibird. I'm gonna be honest
Yeah.
with you.
Oh, that'd be more concerning. That'd be more.
I mean, it'd be scarier.
All
Scary
right.
thing to see.
Okay,
but
never mind. That's
Electivire.
Electivire.
There he is.
Okay. No, that's an elective buzz. They just got the
Oh,
wrong
it's
one,
buzz.
right?
Okay, so they slide.
Wow.
Hey,
Wow.
woo,
Wow.
clickbait.
Fix your website.
Wait, hold on. Is
Monkey.
K Pokemon? Hold on, scroll up a bit.
Yo, what's
That
up?
handle.
That's why it's the call. That's why it's the call mine
K,
parabolic charge stuff.
K Pokemon TCG keep growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Is that an imposter Sajin? Because isn't
Yeah, I don't understand how Sajin has Pokemon TCG. I don't understand how he has that.
because
Like
it's
crazy,
right.
That is. I mean, yes. Pokemon TCG is in fact Seijin. So I don't know. I guess they wanted to. I don't know if they wanted to copy them or they just were originally a TCG player. You know, they wanted to put it in their handle.
That's crazy. Honestly,
Uh,
true.
I will say about the Oranguru, this team's been around for a little bit. It's
Yeah,
or
it's
variants
the
of
call
it.
mine parabolic charge
Yeah,
stuff, isn't it?
the Combine Parabolic Charge one.
Team's sick.
It's really cool.
I don't know enough about these things.
Sick
Wait, why
in
is
the
there
head.
Kogapons?
Where's their what?
There's
Two
two
Ogre
Ogre
Oh, again, they must have just inputted it wrong, right? That is
okay.
a Western
I
player.
wonder-
That's
No.
genius.
Or did they just have 5 Pokemon or something?
No, it's a
No, it's a
Grimmsnarl.
Grimmsnarl. Boo.
Yeah,
Weird like
That's so much
Ogre
lamer than a
Uh,
second Ogrepon.
If you
so-
could run unlimited Ogrepons, how many do you think is too many?
I think 2 is enough.
2.
I think you max out
I think
at
2
2.
is too many. I think
I know there's
I-
someone out there who can run 3, but 2 is probably the standard. It's just got 2. It's got
I'm-
so much.
I think I'm built for triple Ogrepon. I can't lie.
I never. I
I was
think
whipping it out.
I can't actually. I can't see myself needing more than 2. I think I'd always do
Don't
like
worry,
corners
Rachel,
and
no.
Hearthflame.
Oh, yeah, third one was Swords Dance.
Eh. You got one fast, one slow, probably.
Yeah, you know, I actually was thinking about making a video about Species Clause because I think Species Clause is stupid. I think Gavin's heard this take before. I don't think we need it. I think it's dumb, and I think Ogrepons are different Pokemon.
Horses, don't you?
Well, that's the thing is like you wouldn't.
Okay,
Use
Oh,
hear
you
me
mean
out.
that guy? Okay, well, sorry. Big form
Imagine
shit.
Regai double Miraidon.
That's fine. It's probably fine. You're losing a lot of flexi. No, sorry. Yeah. Like I mean, having played very little Regai, I think it's probably okay.
I really don't want. Okay, I know this is like kind of a cop out thing because like even if the way I want Species Clause to be implemented would exist, this would still be allowed. I don't want double Calyrex on a team. I think that's too many. That's too many stats.
Well, so that's the
for
thing
one guy.
is it's okay because you still can't have 2 Calyrex on a team because you can't get 2 Calyrex forms in game.
Oh, in the same game.
So it doesn't-
Okay,
that's-
that's class that saves. Okay.
You're right. That's the one that would concern me. But you can't do it in game, so it's fine. It doesn't break Species Clause. And then I see
I
chat.
think it's the ones that are weird are regional forms because it's like like obviously you wouldn't really do it, but like Alola Tails and I believe you can't run Alola Tails and normal Ninetales, but you can
Mhm.
run like Quagsire and Clodsire, even though they evolved from different regional forms.
Right.
I think regional forms should just be considered different Pokemon.
That's the reason that I think Species Clause is dumb is because I've wanted to run Zapdos and Galarian Zapdos on the same team before, back in Sword and Shield, and you can't even just arbitrarily because they are different Pokemon. Like fundamentally, they are just different Pokemon, different movesets, different typing, different stats, different everything. But for just an arbitrary reason, for aesthetic purposes, they have the same number, and I think that's
See,
really dumb.
Like y'all would have. This is what I was saying in 2014 with double Rotom. Well, listen, like one's Rotom Heat, one's Rotom Wash. Why can't I only pick one of them?
They're different
That's
Pokemon. It's the same stats, different Pokemon.
But I don't know. I don't think the complete removal of Species Clause is something that I could deal with because man, you could just like bring 2 of this like I could see the double instant being real where you just have 2 different sets on him and you have to guess which one it is.
Yeah, wouldn't that be cool? Like I think it'd
No,
be cool.
I don't. I feel
That
like
would
I feel like,
suck.
I feel like if you're if you're a closed team sheet player in the first place, I could see it being a thing that you would want.
You're gonna love that, yeah. You're gonna.
Well,
But
no,
I'm not.
if you're
Wait,
so
no, holy shit. Imagine this, like you have it based on different sets, right? Like, so you have 2 Instants and 2 Amoonguss, right? And you just get to play, like, well, which Amoonguss am I bringing to this matchup?
You have a Fizdeafamugus
Yeah.
and a Spideafamugus.
right,
And they have different items, so it's like you have
Like-
one ticked out for the Metal Herb.
I think that's cool.
And I understand this is like the.
I think
the
that's really cool.
flexibilities.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think it's too different of a game to what I'm playing right now for me to adapt to that.
And it's also like
I can't say whether I like it or not because it's too,
Yeah.
He's getting a point.
it means that you have, because if you are doing that, so I see people in chat saying 2 Urshifus, and I really think you do not run 2 Urshifus on a team because it removes so
Item class
much
switch.
flexibility from you, from what you can
I
do.
run Water Shifu and Dark Shifu on the same team. I'm not gonna lie or deny. I would.
I don't think it'd be very good. I really don't.
Do you remember what format was that rain team that had like 5 water Pokemon and then Dark
And then
Shifu?
Dark Shifu, I don't remember. It was
That was
something
something Sword Shield.
Yeah, one of the Sword Shield
Yeah.
formats.
Fluffing Water Shifu.
But I do think that the way that it would be abused is exactly what you guys hit on, is that you can run an open team sheet to Incineroar and just pick which Incineroar you want in the matchup. And I think that is the best way to do that, is if you have a 5-mon team and you want 2 copies of the same mon that look slightly different for different matchups. That's just fine. That is cool. But that, I honestly think that like kind of adds to the game. It kind of, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't, but I really think that it does. It's actually less of a problem than you think it is, given that it's never ever been experimented with.
I guess that's true. I think it's
Probably
definitely
true.
it's probably less impactful than the removal of item clause.
Mm-hmm.
Because that
Item
just-
clause is this game's savings grace.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, God.
Greg G with 5 focus sashes.
Yeah, you got the bulkiest team just by
What do you
having
mean? We
5
already
stashes.
have we already have Rock Pond.
It's true.
Yeah.
I don't you see Genius running 3 focus sashes right here?
Rock Pond, Lunala. Can't kill that one. Can't kill that.
Okay. So I do want to talk very quickly about my GC run, because I did play a bunch of GC games in my hotel room on Friday before the regional. I started out
Did you
one.
just lock in the same, you're like the exact
did.
same team?
I locked in pretty much the exact same team. The only changes, I think, was a couple EV spread differences that I was considering or testing, and I went ahead and I started 1-2 and then ripped off 17 straight wins, which is just crazy. I was number 2 in the GC as of Friday night at like midnight, and I didn't have time to play any more games over the weekend. I could have played games on Saturday, and decided that I was just tired and was just going to park, which is a shame because I was like 3 points short of getting top 32, which means I lost 40 points.
Big cutoff, yeah.
Yeah, which means I'll have my second top 64. I think I might have finished like 37th or 38th or something like that when I did the math.
Is the top 64 you're the lowest in your BFL? Right now?
Yes, I got 0 points for this because I have 2 top 32s and a 33rd.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
33rd.
Let me check what mine are. Because
All right, can we just agree that like it's
I have 2
messed up?
top 1024s and nothing.
It's messed up that like it would have been optimal for you to like skip day 2 and then just like play in the hotel room instead.
Right? Isn't that messed up?
Me. I got more points than this.
I would have gotten 20 points for skipping day 2. Lost 20 points for skipping day 2, and I won most of my games in day 2. It's not like I did poorly in day 2. And I would have gotten 40 points for playing it out. It's so stupid. I mean, but that's also like, yeah, I also could have like skipped lunch with Gavin and gone back to the hotel room and played, 10 sets of Pokemon, and I didn't do that either. So,
But it was good barbecue.
but it was some really good barbecue. So, it is what
If
it
your
is.
40 points off from Worlds, was the barbecue worth it?
$2,000 barbecue. I don't think so, but no, we'll see.
50 CP or lunch with Wolf Click.
That's tough.
Give me the 50. Give me the
Yeah, so that is what it is. But I did think that my team was actually very good in closed team sheet. I know you guys also ran the Covert Cloak Brute Bonnet, and I saw the other Koraidon guy, the Sash guy, also had Cloak Bonnet. That's
the Stash guy.
Yeah. that was so good in the GC. I just looked at my team and I was like, this is a GC team. I got to keep up with it.
It felt like Andrew Figueres' Umbreon, but like with better moves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That was what my mentality when using
Sucker
it.
Punch
Like,
is a big deal.
Sucker Punch and Spore are really cool things. And like otherwise you have like Taunt and Moonlight. They're cool,
Yeah.
but they're not Spore.
Well, with that, I think it is time to talk about Atlanta Regionals.
And the most important team of this.
The most important
Max D's with that Pikachu.
the most important team. That's right.
I think I thought the Frostmoth was weirder than the Pikachu, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
There's a Raccoon with Reggie like you.
Wait, was he one of the only 8-3s to miss the top 64?
He was one of 2 8-3s to miss top 64.
What was
Yeah.
the other one?
It was
Tang.
Yi
Okay.
Chun, yeah. With tag team. But yeah, I mean, he had also the lowest resistance, I think, going into day 2. He started out 0-2 and then ran it back, so that's really tough. But yeah. I thought he lost a win in. No, he didn't lose. He couldn't have lost a win in. I will pull that up.
He was doing really
I
good.
mean, he could have. Daniel started 9-1 at like the lowest res going into cut.
It's true. I had really bad res. I was second to last in the on the bracket.
No, okay. He lost. I saw him beat Chad Smelts because I sat next to or a couple seats away from him for that. But no, he lost to Adith first. That's really tough. That's really tough. That is crazy that he could have not showed up and got the same number of points in day 2 when he went 2-1. Anyways. Actually, tell you what. I'm gonna do my spiel because my team is pretty similar to yours.
Okay.
And then I will let you guys talk about yours. But I know some people were asking me about why did I not run Calibric Shadow? Because I had been running Calibric Shadow for most of the format, and I pivoted over to a Koraidon team that is, again, I think. God, do I need to make this a little bigger?
Are you gonna share the spreads, or is that a secret, a trade secret?
No, I'm not going to show the spreads right now. But it's nothing too complicated. And why do I zoom out? Yeah, nothing too complicated. It is very heavily based on Jamie Boyd's team. As you can see, it's just one Pokemon different. But anyways, people were asking me, why did I choose...
make it strong.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. So people were asking me why I didn't run Calibric Shadow, and I'm actually going to pull up the Calibric Shadow team that I was going to run in this tournament as my backup plan, in case people are going to Seville or to Monterey and want to run CSR, because I could talk about my thoughts there too. And let's do that. Here we go.
If you do poorly in the GC, do you roll up with the CSR team?
Well, no, I didn't have a chance to really to change it, I guess, at that point.
Okay.
I didn't have it. But this was the Calibric Shadow team that I was considering. The problem with Calibric Shadow was that the Stocko metagame was really toxic for it. Because I think there was a Terapagos in top 4, there was a Koraidon in top 4, and there was an Hard Trick Room 1. And those are all really bad matchups. And you could tech for some of them, but you can't tech for all of them. And so I brought a Pelipper Calibric Shadow team to a Cup, and I got top 4 with it a couple weeks before the tournament. And the Pelipper is, of course, very good into Koraidon, but it's still not good enough into Hard Trick Room for me to feel comfortable. I felt like I could maybe beat bad players, but it was very read heavy. And I certainly wouldn't beat a good player on Hard Trick Room with the Pelipper version. And I felt like the Terapagos matchup was still not all that good, and just felt like, okay, we can make some changes to make it better. I think Mienshao, these are the same 6 Pokemon that James Beck had used before. This was the version that I thought actually beat Hard Trick Room somewhat consistently. It was probably pretty even into a good player, but having the Mienshao or Shifu lead was actually quite good into that matchup. And then it also, because Mienshao and Urshifu are both fighting types, you could probably beat Terapagos pretty consistently as well. But when I was laddering with it, I found out that you pretty much always lose to Koraidon, because you lose the Hearth Flame that some teams had, you lose the Raging Bolt that some teams had, and you lose the Pelipper. So you've given up basically your entire Koraidon matchup to beat Terapagos and Hard Trick Room. And that sucks. And I was just so frustrated because you can keep plugging in these tools, but no matter what you do, you always lose to one very common team. And I really didn't want to go into this regional and feel like I was going to do that, and I couldn't ever quite figure out how to fix that. And I'm actually going to pull up. I'm going to pick on Mike, who I think got top 16 with Calibric Shadow, because we were chatting at this event as well. And by the way, shout outs to Mike. This was his first ever event. He's a Smash Bros player, and he killed it. He went X1 in day 1, made it to all the way to top 16, and then we were talking about Calibric Shadow in day 1. I told him I was going to run Mienshao. He was like, nah, that's bad. And then he lost in top cut and came to me and was like, yo, how do you beat Terapagos with Calibric Shadow? This match is impossible. And I was like, yeah, dude, that's what the Mienshao's for.
I saw the stream game at Vancouver with James Beck, and he was like owning Pagos. I was like, why are Shadowrunner players using Shao? It seems really good. They're a bad matchup.
What does the Terra Psychic do on Mienshao? I don't understand that.
So the Terra Psychic is so that I found that they would lead in DD Ice Rider, And so if you Terra Psychic, you can take multiple attacks from either the Indeedee, or you can take 2 close combats from the Calyx Ice Rider. And so you can kind of guarantee yourself a way to click Wide Guard for multiple turns. And so they can't pin you with a double up.
That's a cool tech. I would be freaked out if I saw that on
Mm-hmm.
on the other end, but it probably wouldn't.
I would be thinking, what is this for? And then when it does this, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
that's what.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
I understand now.
It was a fun idea. The 60 defense lets you live 2 close combats if you Terra, which is cool. So yeah, fun little idea. This is what I would have brought if I wanted to run Calibric Shadow Balance. I know Europe tends to love Calibric Shadow, but like I said, I could not figure out all the matchups, and in particular, this team, this version, I'm very glad I didn't bring it because it loses to Koraidon really hard. And so I wanted something, which I played twice. And
yeah, we split one of ours after you.
yeah. And so I decided to try to find something with a more robust matchup spread. And so I tried out Jamie Boyd's team, and I was reading on ladder very consistently. And I got all the way up to top 10 on ladder. Tested out a bunch of different variants of it. And yeah, it just did really, really well. The main difference is that he ran Fairy Feather on his. So first off, the main difference is one.
That was wrong, right?
No. He said in his team report it was all psyops that he actually meant to run Fairy Feather, and it was like some calc with Terra Fairy with Chi-Yu on the field beats Miraidon. And by changing that to Focus Sash, because let me tell you, Focus Sash is so much better overall. It is.
Yeah.
It is. I tested a version with Chenpao and Koraidon, and Chenpao Koraidon lead had like a 75% win rate, but I couldn't run it because if you didn't run that mode, not having the Focus Sash on Fluttermane made your team so much worse. So I had to put Focus Sash on Fluttermane, which does mean the Miraidon matchup is way worse, which means you need your last slot to deal with Miraidon. And like, there's no good 4th Pokemon to bring into Miraidon on this team. Like Bonnet isn't doing it. And Walking Wake and Chi-Yu are really not doing it. Anyways, yeah, we were bringing Heatran as the 4th Pokemon to Miraidon, which is really not good enough.
What does he do?
It doesn't do anything. Yeah,
he has 2 matchups, and none of them are Miraidon either.
So like I needed to bring Tinkaton, or I needed to put a 6th Pokemon that would beat Miraidon, and that's why the Tinkaton is there. People were asking me about it.
Tink's really good into Arabega.
It's really good into Arabega. That's the only reason why it's on the team. It also is quite good into the Eric Rios Lunala team. And so that's literally the only 2 matchups it's really there for. I did bring it into Gavin's Kyogre team when I played Chris Hahn. It very nearly 3v1'd him in the end game against Kyogre, Iron Hands, Chenpao. Granted, the Iron Hands and Chenpao were sleeping, but it very nearly got one to 3v1.
Tinkaton is so fast. It's actually a threat in that matchup. Why does player of chunk Kyogre? It doesn't make sense.
The physical move.
I'm not I kept loving Tinkaton's tools, but I could never bring myself to actually put it on a team.
Yeah, well, so I say that, but I also did not face a single Miraidon in the tournament or Lunala in the tournament, so it basically never showed up the entire run. But yeah, that was
more like Stinkaton, am I right?
And then the last thing that's probably pretty notable is that the reason that I wanted to run this Koraidon was because of Loaded Dice Scale Shot, which gives you the 100-0 into Hard Trick Room, or very good matchup into Hard Trick Room, because you can Scale Shot the Speargle to KO it, and then you can Spore the Ice Rider, right? And of course. You guys had
90-0,
90-10. And so you guys, of course, had a very similar idea with your team. I think we had a lot of similar ideas into how we wanted to construct it. And I actually did have Indeedee Iron Crown in the builder, and I have a question to ask you guys about that. But I'll let you guys talk about what you guys, how you guys built your team, and actually, I think you guys posted it on Blue Sky, right? I can pull that up.
I posted mine.
Yeah.
Joey's much
I
more
had a whole thread
involved.
with.
Yeah, Joey has a much more involved
the
experience.
story. I say the story in person though. I say the story.
Yeah,
Okay.
He has.
Well, here's the let's pull up the rental code, and I'm curious about how you guys.
I commented on that thing. I commented the paste on the rental. I commented the paste.
Okay, cool. Here's the paste, and you guys can go ahead and just get to talking about what you guys.
You don't want mine with 31 Tech IP Iron Crown?
As much as I want to let everyone read through the 10, you know what? I'll post the thing in the thread in chat, but I'm not going to read this on stream.
Fair enough.
I got it. All right. So me and Dylan, okay, so I watched the Stockholm stream, and I saw Roberto Parente versus Oliver Escalin in like the win-in for day 2. That's when I was supposed to day 1. And I saw this Iron Crown, Terra Water, and Calm Mind in front of my Kyogre, and just like sit there the whole game and just the Kyrie team couldn't break it. It was just unbreakable. It just soloed the team. And so then so I thought it was really cool. And then I looked at the top after Stockholm and after the hard trick room 1, I was like, I would beat this. I was like, Danny Boyd, they had a pretty cool team, but he didn't win. He got owned by it. And so I looked at all the teams like hockey right now, like using lab mouse, and it's like all these teams like have a rock pawn or a smear goal, and it's like Whimsicott, some Shen Pao, some Sashmon. It's just like, Tycoon Cutter kills all these through their sash. I want to build around Ndidi Iron Crown. That sound with special attack moves specifically, Calm Mind Iron Crown. Specifically, first of all, I thought like if I put it on a Kyogre team, like give it the rain because Steel has like the rain, to get rid of the fire types. But then I thought about the Poggers matchup not existing, and that was a problem. And so Dylan suggested Koraidon, and because I did well, also like having a physical attacker complement special attacker, also like a guy that beats the crap out of Incin because Side-Fan can't beat Incin is really good. And then after that, we wanted a grass type. We looked at Roberto Fuente's team again, and it's like, there's a Venusaur here, but I said like Venusaur is a horrible Pokemon. Sucks.
It is.
So we're not doing things for Danny Boyce, and that looked cool on stream. It was doing big things, so I listed out the team. Then Dylan put on the Sash Flutter Scarf Chi just to play some games with it, and they ended up being correct. The correct mons. They ended up being.
All I really ever changed was spreads and items. I took the goggles off and Indeedium, made it a Psychic Seed, and
which was correct. Yeah.
And then I missed some KOs with Koraidon and Crown, and just like added more special attack on and attack on them. Like
the attack was the Iron Crown was so like we were so optimistic at first. We were timid. We had the bulk in that thing, and then it just whipped some KOs, and then here we are, Max Modest.
Yeah, Max Modest, and then I think I put like 2 points of speed on Brute Bonnet, outspeed min speed Shifu, and then double speed creep the fastest
your
possible
friend to double speed creep your friend.
Sure. Or the the double speed creep the max, like as much speed as you can go on the impish Incins that are like 188, 244.
Yeah, we said we had split 4s on the Root Bonnet with attack and death, so we had one more point in defense as well. We had to get the proto defense. Mm-hmm. But then we realized like that's not doing anything. We want to be faster. So we got rid of the 4s and increased the defense by 1, put it in speed.
I mean, most of these spreads, I'm sure you can figure out what a lot of them do.
Also, the max HP is specifically like because final game of Annihilate, Rubon has 1 more base HP point than Annihilate does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the team is max.
I did. Yeah, and you guys had a crazy run. Was it just the 4 of you? Daniel, Joey, and then I think Riley made top cut as well. Right.
Yep.
And then you eliminated Dylan.
And Dylan Matthews. I played him at X2, and we just came down to speed ties. Just came down like that. Our matchup just came down to Flutter Main speed ties all 3 games, and my Flutter Main loved me more.
It makes sense.
So yeah. Otherwise, you could have easily had a 4 in top cut.
Actually, I want to point this out. I want to call it out for this because we talked about how you wanted to beat the hard Trick Room matchup with Smeargle Cali Ice, and I want to point out that Dylan lost to one, and I thought that was really funny.
Okay.
In practice, we beat it every time.
Yeah.
Do you guys know how rare it is to be able to make finals with like this same like novel team?
I know it's only happened. I know only 2 times it's ever happened. And one of them
I'm thinking of the Max Attack. I'm thinking of the Max Attack Lunala, and then
that one, the Action Cox one, and the Tang one.
As far as I'm aware, I think those are the only times that has happened. So it's just like it's a really incredible thing.
Wait, so the Max Attack Lunala was the first time ever that a mirror match happened in finals?
I think a mirror match with a novel team. Like the thing is, like in 2016, people were using Big Six, right?
Yeah.
So Big Six mirror would be reasonable in finals.
Makes more sense. I should have said.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's like the fact of like coming in with something new, and it's like this is some hotness for sure, And
Atlanta was way bigger than San Antonio, notably.
Was it?
So yes, San Antonio was like 600. This is like
I can't believe that 2 of the times it happened though, like two of the people like had Panda as their like handle. That's crazy.
That's
The
crazy.
panda buff, I guess.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I
if you
played
want to win the
Justin
next
Tang. I played Justin Tang. Round 1 Toronto is Panda versus Panda. I lost.
So there was a question in chat asking what was Iron Crown's role. I know you mentioned it was really there to break all the focus hashes, ogre pawns, the whimsicots. But I also had a question about this. I was talking to 45 Mice about Iron Crown for the same reason that you guys do it, and what turned me off of it was that it felt like it wasn't really a Pokemon unless you brought in DD, and that felt like you were very limited in the modes that your team had. Did you feel like that was true, and what matchups did you bring Iron Crown to?
He Tachyon's things twice. I brought him to a lot of stuff. I think I had at least 2 sets where he went at least 7-0 in 2 games. He is a lot better of a Pokemon than when you bring in DD. Like some of the Iron Crown sweeps are way stronger than the Koraidon sweeps.
The
yeah,
DD
I mean,
usually shows up.
Yeah,
But
the DD does.
notably, it does not show up in the matchup with the Heatran Screamtail Pagos team. You don't bring a DD to that one. That one's just a
Yeah,
this
so
really funny.
yeah, right before top 8.
Okay, so I played a Ragov round 9, first of day 2, and he was on this team, and it was tough, but I figured out the matchup and beat him in game 3, and then I played the same thing the next round. I obliterated this guy, and then after I was in Top Cut, it was like Daniel was waiting for me to finish my game because he's about to go on stream to play this team. He takes like 5 minutes before you'll I tell him the line is just lead the Bonnet Koraidon.
And it's
just
worked.
Four stuff and fan fighting moves to the Heatran Terra.
I got very lucky throughout this event. I mean, if you talk to a lot of my opponents, they'll say how lucky I got. I'm sure, but man, the fact that I got second round of top,
I got.
I got very lucky that I was also second round of top 8 on stream, or else I wouldn't have had Joey to give me the line to play into Caden.
Yeah. What was I gonna ask? Oh yeah. So, Koraidon was 4th in usage in day 1, which I heard that and was
Crazy.
very, very surprised. Did you guys think? Did you guys think that? Did you guys think that Koraidon would be as common as it was?
I thought it would win the tournament. I called it to win the tournament, and I was right.
I called Arda to win the tournament.
Reasonable. I thought it would. I thought it would be better call, and we were right.
I thought it was.
I thought it'd be up there. I don't know if it'd be like top 4. I thought it'd be like 5th, maybe.
Yeah, that makes sense. I could definitely see Zama falling off, but I didn't think Zama and Pagos would be like 7 and 8, or sorry, 6 and 7, right?
They were both under Kyogre, right?
Yeah, it was Kyogre at 5th, and then
Kyogre.
Wild.
Yeah, and this is also I remember we were looking. It's like, oh, I wanted to see the cards for all these Pokemon or whatever. These are all Gen 8 or later. It's just Indeedee who's Gen 8, and everything else is Gen 9.
Yep.
Yeah.
Power creep is crazy. But
Power
yeah, the
creep is
biggest thing
crazy.
was something else with Iron Crown is like the Calm Mind. Like obviously the biggest Iron Crown is usually Riley Factura with his Terra Ground, Terra Blast on the Miraidon teams, I believe. I don't think a lot of our other Iron Crowns have seen play. So Calm Mind is like it's different. You get to play a setup war against the other Calm Minders. You saw Joey do it in top 16 versus Leonard Kraft when he took the Calm Mind war to the Lunala and won it. It's just the steel coverage. There's no good steel types in the format, so you get to do something like all these fairy Terras get owned.
Sama's got that in shambles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, again, the steel. I think that's exactly it. Is that this team really, really wants a steel type attack? It really wants the steel type defensive, a defensive steel type and an offensive steel type, and Iron Crown's probably better than Tinkaton in that role.
Are you sure? Tinkaton, you said he was doing that 1v3.
Yeah, you saw how good the steel coverage was against and Daniel's top 8 game against the Heatran Screamtail team. It just pins like the fairy slot. Just pins.
Because everything fairies are great defensive type.
The fairy type, you can't fit Screamtail into it.
So can I ask one thing? One thing that I've noticed into like this is like ogre player bias, right? Of playing into like these Koraidon teams is that a lot of them are pretty reliant on dealing with Amoonguss with a faster taunt Pokemon, right? That's obviously not something that you guys have, and obviously it worked out for y'all. So I'm sort of curious, what is your general approach versus Amoonguss?
Zamungus, kill it.
We do have a lot of offensive pieces, and if you force a Terra, like a lot of the things that Amoonguss, is next to, don't want a Terra in front of a lot of the guys that we have. Like if you were on like a Zama or a Kali team, it's like you don't want to be eating heat waves or you don't want to be eating dark pulses. So like at the worst case, we like trade 1-for-1. Something loses its Terra, and we probably don't lose them on because it's like Flare Blitz, Dark Pulse, or Moonblast, or you can't be Fizdef and Spadef. And then now you've got if you waste your Terra on that, you've got a Calyrex with no Terra or a Zamazenta with no Terra, something like that.
We can redirect one turn with a DD if we need to.
Yeah, and we got E-Force, so like even if you are Terra, it's like good luck.
Yeah, well, my experience is like the people with Amoonguss don't actually bring it with me, which I thought was strange. I feel like Amoonguss should be good in the Koraidon, but it's like they don't bring it in Side Spam.
It's scary.
Because it's also really hard to get Trick Room up versus our teams. We was a denying Trick Room.
Yeah. And even if you get Trick Room up, it's hard to break the Brute Bonnet in one turn. You see, we can stall it out by getting lucky with sleep turns. Worst case. I lost to Gavin Michael's team though, so I don't know. I think did I? No, I beat it. I think
I was going through it. You beat Don Sheck with it.
Did I play a Kyogre?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
You didn't play a Kyogre.
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Then.
I know Don was pretty down after after the tournament, but losing.
Oh my god, I remember this one. I mind controlled him into throwing. I Terra watered my Brute Bonnet in front of his Iron Hands, and he wins if he Drain Punches just to get the HP back. He's Terra Grass, but he Wild Charges and takes too much damage from recoil for no reason and loses. And it feels bad because it's like I would have done the same thing because I lived on like 1 HP. It's like almost a guaranteed endgame anyways. You just assume that I just take the faster path. But I remember that win specifically. I don't know. I felt bad. It's like one of those lucky things. It's like you just make the mistake in the moment and you can't take it back.
Yeah. He was really upset about that. He was really upset at himself about that. But yeah, I know. I think that's the Amoonguss that Gavin was probably talking about because there's Kyogre and because it's harder to nuke it and because it's Terra Dark that makes it harder to KO with Side Spam. But I do think you're right that you do have a lot of other things that force a Terra as well, right? So it is hard to commit that Terra Dark, and I imagine the Iron Crown probably comes to this matchup as well.
Yeah, in this case, the Brute Bonnet forced the Terra on the Iron Hands, and I don't think the Amoonguss came to it. Like again, if you got just too much to there's you can't Terra everything. So if you want to commit your Terra to an Amoonguss, turn it into a Dark type in front of Koraidon and Fluttermane, then like by all means. But
I don't know. Chris brought the Amoonguss against me. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I know you. I'd love to hear a little bit more about your experiences at this tournament. Again, I imagine it's got to be a very special experience to play each other in finals. But and I'll start with Joey. You want to tell me a little bit about your experience in Atlanta?
Each other at a tournament. It's not my first time playing Daniel in a tournament, by the way. I played paired to Daniel round 6 at Louisville. And, we both 5-0. Yeah, we paired each other round 6 at Louisville. Again, exact mirror.
That's a little.
I had a faster Ursaluna.
Your Ursaluna was faster than mine. Was mattered game 1, so you won game 1, and then I won game 2, and then game 3, I Pelipper speed tie. I Terra selling my Pelipper, a Hurricane his Pelipper. It goes to Sash, gets confused, self hits the confusion, and I win off that shit.
Well, you know what they say. Friends speed keep friends, right? So
yeah, we were just max modest. We couldn't do it. It was unfortunate that it has to happen. But if it's ever gonna happen, if we're ever gonna meet anywhere, I think the finals or regional is probably
finals. Finals is the best spot to do it. Probably the best. Yeah, I started a 3-0, feeling pretty good, and then I lost 2. So doing 3-2 doesn't feel great, especially because like the losses like were winnable. I just didn't play them very well, and so, but then I kind of started playing better, like up until it was Joe, to be honest. so I won 10 in a row, which was cool. I did not play very well with versus Joe or Daniel. But Daniel, I guess Daniel in finals is like this happens at locals. Like it's like sometimes like I win sometimes, he wins other times, and it's like sometimes I just get owned that badly, where he gets every turn right. It's not the first time that happened. Not the first. It's the first time it's happened on stream though. It's the first time.
I'll be honest. I did not get to watch finals because I was at the airport.
Oh, I got fucking owned.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he didn't do
You didn't
damage
miss
game
nothing.
one.
You didn't miss-
He did not do
He took-
damage game one.
What?
He did not
I
do
got
any
fucking
damage to any of my
obliterated.
Pokemon game one.
That's so funny.
My lead is fine. I just need to, like, not get owned on turn one. It's like
It's easier said than done. It is a
It
very
is.
volatile turn one.
and Terrifying turn one was just obviously just incorrect every day. That's pretty much always kills through Terrifier. I don't know.
I mean, your mental calc's probably off at that point.
Probably. Been playing Pokemon for too long. I kept thinking like, as soon as I'm out, I'm free from Reg G, no more Reg G, and then I kept winning, and it's like, damn, I gotta play more Reg G.
I hate when that happens. I hate when I keep winning.
Well, Daniel, you had the very lucky privilege of ending Reg G with a win. Tell me about your experience at Atlanta.
Okay, so let's see. How lucky did I get overall? I think I dodged 3 game-winning Dracos. Definitely one versus Ashton Cox. Okay, I don't know if it was actually game-winning, but I think I dodged one versus I think it was a Cali Ice at some point, or there was a Lando Draco or Raging Bolt lead, Tail Sandberg, and the Draco. I don't know if it was game winning. It definitely was game. You know, it helped
Deciding.
me when it definitely instantly won me that game, but I don't know if I would have instantly lost if it hit.
Mhm.
Let's see. I got obviously I had my opponents make some mistakes. It's hard to not make mistakes at some point.
Mhm.
Overall, I think
Especially
day
when
one,
you're putting out so much pressure with like how much damage you're doing. Like I think that with that type of team, like it invites mistakes more.
yeah, it's because like it's easier to try to preserve Pokemon, try to keep things alive, than it is to like I try to sacrifice the right pieces. Like
Mhm.
Kale got stuck. Even when he did make it through, he clicked Sludge Bomb into my Brute Bonnet turn 1, and then my Crown came in and was uncontested for the entire game because he was locked into Sludge Bomb with a Scarf Lando.
That happened with me versus Justin Burns. He locked Sludge Bomb. He turn one game one. I led like Crown Bonnet, and he goes Sludge Bomb, and I called the protect on the Crown and Sludge with the Bonnet. I protected on the Crown, but hit the
Yeah.
Sludge, but does like 70%, and then Web and the Bolt is like I forward the Lando. And it's like okay, you're locking on the Sludge Bomb. I'm just gonna call mine. I'm just gonna...
Day 1 I went 7-1, but I lost my first my round pretty early on to John Patton. I think it was like it was a Crown Koraidon mirror, and I just let Hearthflame do too much, and I did almost let that happen again later in the tournament. But day 2, I mean, usually I have a notorious record of choking and playing too safe, but I guess it worked out this time. Like a cool thing about this team is that because there's so many options with this team. When we played different players, we'd get all the information about their techs, but they wouldn't have enough information on our players. So like I think there was a Facade Calyrex, my round 6 with no Trick Room.
This poor motherfucker. This poor man.
Wait, he also was Terra Fairy Cali Ice, I believe. But the big thing was he was
water. He was water.
He was water? Okay. Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
I E-forced him. I remember I did E-force him. But yeah, he ran this, and I took him to a Calm Mind War and won it because of sleep turns. And then I believe either next round or the round after.
No, it was the very next round.
Very
I
next
played
round.
him. The next round, I played him. And turn 1, I just tacky out. It was. You played your Calm Mind turn 1, so I would do the same thing. Turn 1 was his Volt. I just tacky out the Calyrex and it went down.
And a similar thing happened to Ashton Cox. Similar thing happened to Leonard Kraft. They both played us back to back, and we played differently enough that it's a hard thing to deal with. Getting playing the same team with completely different plays because it's like the Arubega thing, but it's less established, so you don't have an idea of all the lines. Like every Arubega player. Yeah.
With Leonard, it's different. That match was really hard. I had to get lucky to win that. Most of my luck for the tournament was like on stream. We're missing dodging Bleak Winds in front of Leonard and then dodging Thunder Waves in front of Joe.
Yeah. And
I just much like 1 HP survivals other than that, but like not much other than that.
Very hype survivals. But after that, I mean, most of it was just it's very different being on stream versus not being on stream. It feels weird. I think headphones are crazy. I have to get headphones now.
Mm-hmm.
They do seem
I'm
like
using my
a
$10
nuts buff.
earbuds.
Yeah, it seems like a
man.
nuts buff that I've just been putting away. Apparently,
Let me tell you, I felt so much more focused since starting to wear these noise canceling headphones at tournaments. It really does just change it so much.
I always thought it was. I thought it was like, man, people are just saying this. But yeah, so I figured out that the strat to doing well. So I've gone X1 a couple times before in day 1 at NAIC and Worlds, but I always like had really rough day 2s. I think NAIC I went 2-4, and then Worlds I went 1-2. I guess because that's all that was left. But I figured out the best thing was just go 7-1 again, and here we are.
Yeah.
But-
What a crazy run. I'm
I don't
just
know how we did this.
yeah, and you also like I'm just looking through like what since I feel like and you can tell me if I'm wrong. I felt like the reason to run Koraidon was I think it had the fewest bad matchups in the format. I didn't feel like any team was a bad matchup, and a lot of times when you look at
Probably true.
tournament runs, it's like, oh, like yeah, he just dodged all the Tropicos, that's why he won with Calibric Shadow, something like that, right? Yeah. But with this, it seems like you faced basically everything. Between the two of you, you guys basically went through the entire gauntlet and came out on top.
Yeah, I think the biggest or there's no team that has like all good matchups. Like there's no team that has 100% matchups. I think this team had a bunch of good matchups and everything, and you could just like play it to the win at that point. And that's what I wanted. Is like I picked up this team because I knew how, or I could figure out how to play it. There are a ton of good teams in the format. A ton of these teams could have won the event, but this is the one that I was comfortable with to pick up because I had friends who knew how to play it and who could give me advice or whatever.
I felt the same way. I felt this.
I will say, because I just said that, and I promise I didn't set myself up for this. The one matchup that I thought was terrible in testing was Zacian with Rain Dance Tornadus, or the
Never
Zacian
played it.
Pelipper.
Never had
Play
to.
it. Didn't play it.
Played it on ladder.
Wait.
Decided it was awful. Just like, yeah, that's not a real team. It's rare enough that I can lose to that. Played it round fucking 1. Of course, that was my round 1.
Can
Brutal. Yeah, our
Can I
friend
show
Andrew
you-
was on Zacian Pelipper, and like we were hoping we didn't pair into him because we were just lost.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, if I see your team, I'm feeling real good. It's like, man, don't say that.
I want to see yours. I don't want to see.
can I tell y'all the nightmare matchup that I played as a Kyogre player?
Sure.
What's up?
It was Noah Gardner's team. I think he got like top 18th or something. If you can pull that up. Yeah.
We on your EUSD team.
Yeah, I didn't change a single EV.
You didn't move the force defense of the Chen Pao yet?
No.
Oh my god.
Never have, never will.
Come on. You
Shitty
live the streak
EV
against
stress.
Rain. Okay.
All right. What's up?
So look at that Grassy Seed, Calm Mind, Terra Grass, Giga Drain, Shadow Rider.
Fairy. How do you kill that fucker? How do you kill?
Yeah.
You don't. It's a great question. I'm glad you asked.
I was very scared of playing into this.
This was the
I could
only
lose
thing
this.
like I queued up into, and I'm like, dude, what do you do? Because my matchup into like the normal the Smeargle one, right? The Smeargle Grass Shadow Rider. I played Ian Lee. Is like you feed the Urshifu all the boosts and it kills Shadow Rider with Grassy Seed. But when it's slightly bulky, it just is like, oh, you don't get to do anything. I called Terra Grass. I U-turned with a Chen Pao on the field, and it did 30%.
What?
Oh,
I guess you're -1?
It's got a grassy seed. It's +1.
No, it's got a Grassy Seed.
I just
Which
don't
just
believe
takes
that though.
nothing. It's
It
crazy.
did 30%, and I'm like, I can't do. That's just not a matchup.
How do I damage this thing? How do I damage this?
Yeah,
The only
exactly.
matchup I felt like there was nothing I could do
rules, right?
was finals. Which wasn't a,
No,
which
that
wasn't a
was so bad
team
for you.
issue. That was a player gap.
But yeah, yeah. Anyways, what was one matchup in your run that was the most fun set for y'all?
It was fun.
Yeah.
It's always scary. So like,
The whole match, my play in game 3 versus Leonard was really cool. Where I sucker punched Tachyon the
That was pretty
calling
cool.
the attack.
I'm gonna do the same team, but a different guy. Lewis, he I got to play we had to play some weird modes with the team that I never actually had to, and then I decided to just go back to old faithful Karat on Flutter game 3 and called him to not fake out. Moonblast flare blitzed his Lunala and it died and he lost.
Hell
It was
yeah,
very
that's
intense.
awesome.
Very intense game.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's a little different. He didn't have Rock 2 on his Screamtail, but that never showed up versus me and or Joey, I think. The Rock Tomb Screamtail.
Rock Tomb Screamtail? Wait, what?
Leonard Kraft. Did you not notice? Leonard Kraft had
What did he drop? What did he drop?
Dazzle.
What? Oh yeah,
How did you not know?
You said he was going to bring the Incineroar, the Tornadus, the Lunala, and the Rock Pond. I believed you. I feel like I thought like maybe he brings in Rillaboom and one of those slots. Screamtail never shows up. I didn't look at the moves. I didn't look at the moves. Crazy that I didn't notice that. Crazy.
That is pretty cool though. That's a cool tech.
That's a cool tech. Yeah, that's sick.
I thought like it's only for like Landos and stuff though, because you can Thunderwave pretty much everything else. I guess and
most fun set Rogov for sure. Definitely the set versus Rogov. That was fun. I saw the matchup on the flies.
That is a crazy thing to do.
Mm-hmm. And then
because they specifically against Rogov, they have game 1 was like kind of close, I kind of lost, and then game 2 was a lot closer. It came down. I already we both started taking headphones off because we thought the game was over. He had hit 2 epic Magma Storms. In my Iron Crown, but Iron Crown was at like +3, plus 4 special attack, +4 for death, and so it just took Magma Storms 30%, and it's like, oh, so you need to hit another one to win this game because if anyone comes up next turn, there's 70% to the T-Trans.
It's just fun having more.
So I won game 2 off that. I was missing 2 Magma Storms, which was I think deserved because he hit everything one before that. He hit game 1 and game 2. And then I actually played correct. I played it better game 3. I actually kind of owned him game 3. That was a really fun set though.
Yeah, I mean,
what were you saying, Audie?
No, I'm getting PTSD from when I was testing the Magma Storm Heatran. That is you could not run that.
I don't understand how you can run Heatran without Magma Storm Heatran without Zoom Lens. 75 is not enough.
It's so bad. There's a reason we're not ordering Venusaur Sleep Powder is a reason. It sucks.
Maybe you aren't.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many moves I can miss on my team?
How many?
I mean,
I don't know. I'm not good at counting.
2.
We have 4.
Technically. But if you're in rain, 1.
You got
you have crash. You have crash. So Pulse and Crash.
Yeah, 3.
And then Bleak Wind doesn't count, so it's fine.
I wish it didn't. Yeah. Listen, sometimes you gotta click inaccurate moves.
Yeah, my Chi-Yu did not miss the whole tournament. That's crazy.
Mine did, but on the turn it missed, it burned a Roaring Moon, so I'm happy.
My Flutter missed 2 Icy Winds, and both of them mattered in their games, but I won the sets anyways. One of those.
Oh man, I did lose a set on an Icy Wind miss, and I did also win a set on an Icy Wind miss. So I think it
does balance out.
Evens out. So Gavin, you haven't gotten to talk to you about your tournament run yet, but you did do quite well. You made it to day 2, lost your winning in. We were sitting next to each other. We were at the same record all day and never or not close to each other, the same record all day. Never actually sat next to each other or even near each other really. But yeah, tell me about why you ran your team back and your tournament run.
I've been doing life stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
I got engaged. I bought a house. I'm I don't got time for another team.
Congrats, man.
Thank you. Yeah. I wish there was a better reason of I was making a meta call of Koraidon or something. No.
You could lie.
I'm not a fibber. I'd never fib about anything. But no, I think there's something to be said about comfort with the team, especially when it's not spammed to death. You know what I mean? I felt that people wouldn't have had super secure lines into this, considering that in the past two events, like I think Vancouver and Stockholm, there was like no one running it.
Yeah, it wasn't very
And-
popular. I picked it up for a bit. It was fun to use. I think I used it in the GC.
Mhm.
It's a cool
Yeah,
team.
it's fun,
to
right?
use. Yeah,
Uh,
I like the adjustments from Seven Mott's team. I like the Hands of Mugus more than the stupid Serena and stuff. I like this.
but,
Fun.
yeah, no, that's like the main reason
I don't like having Ice Crash on a team with no terrain. I think Spinner would be better. But I understand it because
No.
I understand it. I understand it because you're adamant, and it killed a Raging Bolt from full HP, and that was cool.
Honestly, the main reason is because the rock pawn is so hard that like giving
You
them the
can't take
mix-up
the
option
sash.
of like
You can't
breaking the
give their
sash is
sash
just
like that. Give them
it's
I
so
get it.
bad.
Yeah, Rock Pawn's
Yeah.
annoying as hell with this team. I learned that when I was using this team.
Yeah, no, it like rock pawn is like honestly the worst restricted matchup this team has. But
For us,
yeah,
it's Fire Pawn.
yeah, no, exactly. Those ogre pawns, like ogre pawn's crazy, dude.
You saw
But
doing
yeah,
Daniel Trouble on stream versus Yuki's.
God,
There was glass, but it died like worth 90%.
Yeah.
jeez.
I mean,
I literally played game 3 like I had a Chiyu in the back, which I knew I should have known wasn't there because I clicked Trick Room turn 1. I got told after I got told we were getting like ice cream or something after dinner, and like they're like I was like no, I had Chiyu in the back, it was wrapped up. And they're like no, you didn't. I was like wait,
We pulled up
what?
the stream. Like, there's your Iron Crown, sir. There's your.
It's like, what does he do here?
So funny.
Gavin, continue.
Yeah. No, you're so good. But yeah, one thing that was nice though is that a lot of smart players like picked up the team for this event, so it was nice to be able to talk through matches with them. Like specifically, shout out like Mezzi and Chris-Han, who both were in day 2, and like I didn't really talk with them about the team ahead of time, but like once we got in there, like we were like tossing out matchup stuff there, and that was really cool. And Chris specifically got top 16, which was really nice.
Sick.
Yeah, I think that like what's funny is that like Chris actually beat someone that beat me, Sam Fletcher, because I took that to game 3, but I thought that matchup was so hard because it was Koraidon, but it was ability shield with safety goggles taunt wheezing.
The Billy should have done versus me. I just icy winded him. It was sad.
But yeah, it's like, and I was like, oh my god, this thing's so hard. But he was able to figure out a pretty consistent approach to it with Iron Hands, Tornadoes, and it's just a thing of like, I don't know. It's like I made the team, but like I think that there's like people out there that are better than me at it now, which is cool, or at least in specific matchups. For my run, I didn't play too sharp, I think, throughout it, but I had a lot of like fun sets. I went to game 3 versus pretty much everyone except for Noah, which that was an 0-2 loss. Versus Ian Lee, I thought I had honestly lost the set 0-2, but I didn't realize that Urshifu with all of the modifiers, one shot Terra Grass, Shadow Rider, and like with Surging Strikes. Literally,
The Mega Modifier surging kills it.
yeah, no, with sort
Like
of
yours was Scarf or like a Mystic one.
yeah.
Oh wait, I
Scarlet
guess that
yours.
makes sense. Yeah, no, because Terra Water Rain is the same, or Terra Water Rain and Sort of Ruin is just the same as Terra Water against non-Terra Grass. But that's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense.
it makes
Checks out.
sense, but honestly, I was like still a little surprised by it.
Yeah, I would not have done that math in the moment.
Just obliterates you.
Yeah. I think that honestly, my main takeaway with the team is that it's really fun to play. And I think like that's kind of just what I was looking for more than anything else is like something that it's like, yeah, you have to like play good in all of the matches, but my God, like it gives you the opportunity to like make cool plays.
It's
Like,
so fun with the tail and water spouts.
I never lead Tornadoes. Tornadoes was my least brought on by a lot.
Yeah,
Really?
I know. I heard you mention that in the team report.
Yeah, no, this is an Amoongus centric team, to be honest with you. The Tornadoes is more so like to threaten a scary late game option. Like sometimes you can go Torn and back to like set up a Torn Ogre thing, but you're really just trying to like set up spots where like Kyogre or Urshifu next to something just feels unstoppable. So it's like you recognize like what you need to play for the whole time. You can afford to play really aggressively with it too. So I don't know. It's a yeah. I'm trying to think like what a particularly like fun moment was, but I don't know. The whole thing just feels like really fun in terms of like what you can get away with. Like I don't know. Among Us lets you play so aggressively in this format, where I think playing aggressively is so rewarded.
Moog
Where
is
it's
so
like,
good.
yeah, I remember in a matchup, I forget against who. We were like they led a Raging Bolt and a Rillaboom, and I led a Mungus Kyogre, I think. And I was able to say like, there's no conceivable universe where they let me spore their Raging Bolt here, so I just spored their Rillaboom, right?
And you cut
And
the first.
like,
Because they're good U-turn, right?
yeah, because they can U-turn, and it ends up looking like this crazy hard read. But it's just like I'm just saying, you're not gonna let me just spore your Raging Bolt for no reason. You know what I mean?
It is actually just kind of it's almost safe.
It's really safe until they call you out on it.
It's like
So
calling
it's
it
like,
Woody Hammer. You're just like Woody.
yeah, it's like you get to do it game one, like pretty much every time, and it's like that type of exploit just makes it like really fun because you really feel like you're getting away with something.
Yeah, when I was on your team, I just like so many times I just wouldn't tear in front of Rillabooms until like turn 3 or 4.
It just frustrates them.
Yeah, you
They,
just
they
tear
keep
them.
fake out.
Nothing
You
to
just
it.
fake out turn 1. I don't Terra. You turn 2. I didn't Terra. It's like great.
Same
Yeah,
with
you don't
Volcano,
gotta.
They don't go for it.
They love clicking U-turn in front of that in front of that Kyogre.
Yeah. Versus Lou, which was my last loss in day 2. I lost one game to an Icicle Crash miss, which did suck, but does happen. I just needed. I went for turn 1 Icicle Crash to a one-shot torn, and it just missed. That was sad. But I ended up losing a game off of just like an insane series of flubs that we had back and forth. That was honestly kind of funny more than anything. And I lost because I just like didn't protect my Chen Pao for some reason versus a Rillaboom because I thought that with 28 HP it would live fake out and didn't. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, it was a fun run. I'm happy with the team and how everyone did. I think that Chris had a real shot of winning the tournament. It's just some of those Shadow Rider matchups, he eventually ended up losing to Yuki, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah. Some of those just get so tough, right? Where yeah, what was his other loss? It was to Kin. Yeah, the Kin loss was just because he didn't really um prioritize like getting Ogren safely. Like he just played aggressively and it was just kind of with stuff. But the Yuki one was just I don't know, you can probably talk about it a bit more. Like with Tailwind up and like matching the speeds, like Reggie Drago is honestly just kind of a menace.
Mhm.
Because like it's able to get the dragon energy off like fairly consistently, and then having to deal with like Rillaboom or the the Fireball and back to is just hard.
Yeah, you guys don't even
Just
have
feels
a
like
Terra to resist it. You have nothing that can take a dragon energy.
Mm-hmm.
it does feel like the best Pokemon in the world when that Regidrago gets to click its Dragon Energy at full HP. But
Yeah, no, it's like you wonder how everyone stops it. Anyone ever stops it, and then you look at its speed
They
stat.
put one
Yeah.
fake out in front of it. And it's just so
yeah,
sad.
and you look at its coverage.
Like, it's
and like,
so
man,
funny when they run like Terra Blast or Earth Power and it just does 6 damage.
nah, Dragon Energy, Draco, Dragon Pulse. Just give up on everything
That's
else.
so real. Like,
Well, I do want
Yeah.
to talk about Yuki's team because we're talking about your guys' team that was also new, something people hadn't really seen before.
Yuki
Yuki
has a
got
sick
top
team.
4 with a team that has not really been around. We talk about Reg G, it's boring. There's not a ton left, but like this is also a team that I've never seen before, relatively brand new. Haven't seen Reggie Drago on Cali Shadow at all, and for it to come in and get top 4 is also really impressive.
Yeah, there was. I remember I saw. I think it was a junior player at Worlds bringing a Cali Shadow Drago thing, and we were trying to help our friend Mark and his kid Millie to prep for like bringing the Kyogre team from Worlds to San Antonio, and we were trying to run lines into a lot of the juniors teams that worked well. And to this one, I remember we just could not find a line because the Reggie Drago was just too powerful because it was faster than the things that mattered. There were just like some things where it's like the Reggie Drago comes out, it's like, oh, there's no fairy type, so I just win, or oh, you just can't outspeed me, and like, oh, you can live one dragon energy, and now what? However, like obviously there was it is a very hyper offense team. Like you saw him get like bowled over in game 1 of I think top 8, where like the Flutter main just got away with moon blasting his entire team away because he didn't get his tailwind off trying to stagger it. Versus I think in game 2 he just did it right back where he got the tailwind off. Like it wins quick and it loses quick, but it is a team that lets you just do so much damage so fast with the fastest Pokemon in the format and the strongest Pokemon.
This is
Very
also
nice. It's fun though.
this is a crazy matchup spread to have, by the way. Round 1 bye, round 2 lose to Pagos, and then play Calorex's,
Round one,
One
bye.
Station.
The Draco Mirror.
Yeah, this is a pretty crazy matchup spread to have. But yeah, I mean, you proved it in Top Cut, especially day 2 in Top Cut was definitely a little different. And definitely a really cool team. I did not know he had brought it to EUIC. Also, I see Conk VGC in chat. That is Kian who went 11-0 and then lost got the curse of the undefeated and lost in top 16. But yeah. I saw that you were the Smart Money, Mike Smart Money, and you're the highest placement out of all the Smart Money picks. So congratulations with the Ice Rider team, Ice Rider Pelipper. That was a team I thought would be really common going into this tournament. As a response to Hard Trick Room, and I think there was a couple in Top Cut. I know Justin also Top Cut with it. And it looks like Donghyun also Top Cut with it too. What's up?
No one ended up really bringing Hard Trick Room, did they?
No, there were a couple.
I didn't play any.
Billy Top Cut with it, and he's been the best NA Hard Trick Room player the entire.
Yeah, the triple redirect. I remember this class. The triple redirect double bear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's just so much damage if it gets off, but like, man, I feel like there's I guess people didn't tech for it every time. It's just a hard thing to do sometimes.
Well, but also I think people have lines for the MDB version, and then you all of a sudden
and this is a different version. Yeah,
it is. It has some things in common, but like it's pretty substantially different. And I think that there is a big difference between a mediocre Hard Trick Room pilot and a good Hard Trick Room pilot. I think Michael really touched on that in his team report. And just seeing the lines, being able to map out game plans several turns in advance, and Billy has just been doing so good with this one team the entire format. So if anyone was going to do it, it was him. I'm not surprised that a newer player or a less experienced player with Hard Trick Room didn't have a chance to pick it up and do very well, because like the metagame probably was quite hostile towards the Hard Trick Room teams.
Yeah, you're not going to let people get away with that twice back to back.
Also, can I just talk broadly about the meta that I think is crazy?
What's up?
So there was 8 different restricteds in top 16.
Mm-hmm.
Notably, Zam wasn't one of them, which I think is interesting, but it's just like, it's crazy like how long the format's gone on for and just like how still diversified it all is.
All right, now
I feel like people hate on Reg G. I feel like people hate on Reg G as much as they possibly can. And I know that it's not the best format, but every time an event happens, either something we've seen wins and we're like, oh, this format's dead, or something new wins and we're like, some people say it's diversity. Some people are like, oh, this is the furthest the format will ever be pushed. This is the best team ever.
No, I'll die on this hill. Reg G is the best restricted format we've ever had.
This is the only restricted format I've ever played. So
same. I don't care for it.
One.
I hate the youth.
I disagree, and we had a conversation about this at the regional, but I really hate how hard it is to team build when there are so much, like when you can play. I mean, you said 8 in top 8 plus there's the Zamazenta, which is still something that you have to respect, have to be aware of, right? So when you have to prep for 9, maybe 10 different restricted in top 16. Sorry, my bad. It is so hard to do, and it really is just like it makes it feel like it's hard to have a very it feels roulette-y. It feels roulette-y, and I don't want to like point out specific players, even though we have done this in the past, where it's like, oh, how's their run look, and like did they hit their bad matchups, and when did they hit their bad matchups? It does feel like it just felt like it feels impossible at times to cover everything. And again, like I said, a big part of why I wanted to run Koraidon at this event was I felt like it had the best overall matchup spread. there's definitely some skill involved in kind of picking out what is good at the time and how to try to cover for everything as best as possible. But it's just such a frustrating format to team build in. Playing, it's actually a pretty fun format to play. Team building, God, it is. And even when you're playing 10% of the time, as Gavin found out in round 8, you do also just face a matchup you can never win, and you throw your hands in the air and say, all right, well, so be it.
I think a big thing is also ladder, because like if you play, you only get to play however many rounds. On average, let's say you day 2, you get 11 rounds, and on average, how many of those restricted you're going to play? But if you're laddering to test a team, like it'll take you however many rounds to get through all of the restricteds. If you want to ladder for like 20 games, you have to hit all the restricteds, and you only get like 1 game of prep for each. You have to get a lot of prep. If you want to get a lot of prep for every single thing, you just have to like talk through lines rather than like actually getting to play all of them, versus in like, I guess, more not centralized, but
Not centralized, I think is the right word for
okay,
it.
so then a little bit more centralized formats, then you get to play. Oh wait, the power trick Araquanid, or the power split Araquanid.
The power split Araquanid.
Oh, sorry, I got
I
distracted.
entirely derailed you. I'm pulling up the cool teams, but keep going.
Our friend lost to that. Our friend.
You get to play, you get to play like almost the entire metagame in a couple ladder sessions, rather than having to just gamble
Yeah,
which
but
ones you're
where's
gonna play. In
the-
tournament.
Variety's the spice of life, though, right?
Yeah, I love the variety. I think it's fun. I got to play a lot of different teams, and I got to have to figure out different lines in the moment against some of them, or ask friends for the line into some of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, format's kind of over. I don't really want to do deep dives into all the other teams, the top cut, even though there were some newer teams that hadn't seen a ton of play. But I do want to highlight some of the cooler teams that made it to day 2, because we got to look at the coolest teams to make it to day 2. And I'll tell you what, in the hotel room, we're hanging out with Gavin came over to the hotel room. We were talking. We're playing guess the restricted, guess the move, all that stuff of day 2 teams. And I told them they would never guess what the move on Araquanid was. The third move on Araquanid was here.
I didn't know it learned this. Yeah, because he's like, guess what we played last round. It's like, what do you mean you played Thunder Wave Aleki plus Power Split Araquanid, and he stole your attack stat in the rain? Like, what?
What do you mean?
How are you supposed to, like, you get caught in that position, you just lose, right? You can't touch the Araquanid. It resists everything. It's Spadef for all our guys, and it resists the Koraidon because of Water Bubble.
Oh man!
And then he stole the attack stat, put him in the rain, and he did like 6 damage.
That's pretty incredible. Yeah, this is really cool. Power split. I mean, the thing is, Araquanid never really clicks that move, but also has like it really needs 2 moves, and it never really clicks the third move, but also it has a lot of cool options. We've seen entrainment to put on Kyogre as well. We've seen Sticky
I think
Web.
Infestation's my favorite.
Infestation is cool. Power split.
Cool.
Not one I would have on my radar, but is also very cool.
I remember during COVID, I messed up Araquanid's usage stats on ladder by winning too many games with Attract Araquanid. So it was like one of the most
Female for
common
genies
moves
or
on it.
something?
No, for love.
Oh, my bad.
Real. Single-handedly messing up the usage graph.
All right. Next up, big shout out to my boy Tommy Coolin with another day 2 with Lily Cole. He brought it back. He said Lily Cole hella overperformed all tournament. And he's like a hard trick, hyper offense Calric Shadow truther. And so this is how he built it out. What's up?
I thought I was like looking at the Chi-Yu Terras because I was like, oh, I wonder what all the like. I assumed that I saw a bunch of Terrafires in my gameplays, so I just like assumed like, oh man, is Chi-Yu shifting towards Terrafire? I was like, why is there a Terra Grass Chi-Yu? I understand now. And there was also a Terra Ground, but that was like old, I think.
Yeah. He said Lilligant was a speed control on this team, which is cool. And then lastly,
everything.
This is the absolute wildest team in day 2 by far. Is the Frostmoth base Ogre Pawn Walking Wake Calibric Shadow team.
Now, we were also doing
Bruce is
guess
the wake.
restricted with this. It took so long for anyone to guess Shadow Rider.
You just get the other 5 mons against the restricted guest.
Yeah,
That's
guess
funny.
restricted. I think it took 10 guesses before they got to Shadow Rider.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have gotten that. I I would not. I just wouldn't have gotten that. I don't know what to do.
I
That's
would
all
have
good.
guessed Kyogre or Koraidon and stuff. I would have guessed
Mm-hmm.
something to give Walking Wake something.
But I guess it's always like it's just like who else benefits from Wide Guard? Because like why else is he here?
Yeah.
But it's Wake. I've never seen Wake on a team without weather.
Right. Yeah, it's the answer.
I'm saying that's what I'm saying.
It's just the Koraidon matchup. It's just like they just like what do we put on the team to beat Koraidon? And no, it's not Pelipper.
And Groudon.
Okay.
I
I wonder. Did he play any Koraidon? Did he get away with it?
That's a good question. I wonder. What was their name?
Yeah, who did Nolan beat? Yeah.
Because I saw them win their round 1 of day 2. I sat next to them for that.
Played one Koraidon, lost to it. Okay, so like I guess we'll never know if it works.
We'll never know.
Yeah. Oh man, what a crazy team. Also just placing all their matchups in duplicates except for the Koraidon, right? Just 2 Shadow Rider, 2 Miraidon, 2 Lunala, 2 Ice Rider, and then Shadow Rider.
And then
Ice
Horse.
Rider. Yeah. That's funny. All right. So those are all the teams. Unless there were any other like teams you wanted to talk about, highlights you wanted to talk about.
I don't think there was anything too crazy. Oh, actually, I think Will Tank had had a weird Zama team in top cut.
Yeah,
and then,
he top cut. Yeah, he
Oh.
and then Ashton Cox had a really cool had sub Zama. I never came to my matchup, so
Okay. Yeah. This is Will Tank's team. I think I saw Will Tank in chat as well. Congratulations to for using, this is what I call war crime Zamazenta. I saw you beat.
Okay, so that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. I saw you beat. One of you guys beat Jeff Lehman as well, who's a San Antonio local, who's on a similar team.
that was a close set.
I hate going to locals with that guy.
I think matchup feels like my favorite.
Yeah, I just hate going to locals with that guy because the locals last forever, and I've literally gone down to timer against this team, and it's brutal. But yeah, it is cool to see it do
two
well.
teams to Dimer, and both of them were for fun. Like I just didn't
I
want.
pulled that from my round 8, and I was like, I have to beat this.
And Will says he dodged Koraidon all day until he lost to it in top cut. So fair enough. That does seem like a hard matchup. And then you mentioned Ashton's
Can we
team.
give a shout out?
What's up?
Yeah, the IC win Shen Pao plus the Zama with sub Zama.
That's pretty cool too.
Yeah, no. I switched Chin Pao 6. I know Meze was running it too.
On your team?
It is. Yeah, he just changed Sacred Sword to Icy Wind.
Sub Zama.
I get, yeah.
Yeah, no, I got outplayed, but I dodged a Draco, so that's what it is.
Yeah.
Another cool team was I think we already talked about it, but Sam Fletcher's top 8 team, the Koraidon Weezing, the ability to shield Koraidon. That was a cool team.
I think we've seen teams
Ruination
like this in the past. We've seen teams like this in the past with the ability shield Koraidon. I think in the past they were on Dozo, but I like
usually had the Dozo gear.
I like this so much more because it felt like with that team you didn't have like a good combination of backmons to bring because of Dozo Geary, because they have to kind of be brought together. And this team, it just seems like it has a more well-rounded, it's more well-rounded. It has a better combinations of Pokemon that you can bring to different matchups, and it's not reliant on Dozo to patch all of your bad matchups. And again, the Covert Cloak for Bonnet, I genuinely think like that is the reason to run Koraidon right now.
Again.
It's so good.
He's good.
Fluttershy, you Koraidon, like and Raging Bull. Now you actually have a 4 Pokemon that you can play, and then you have a horse matchup fix with Brute Bonnet. I think it's.
Also, can I say something about this tournament that I think is really interesting? The side spam popped the fuck off, right? I think that's fair to say.
I mean, only because
finals, right? No, it's also
Yuki.
Yuki.
The DD Mail, yeah, and also Yuki had.
Oh yeah, the DD Mail. I didn't even see that. Andres Wilkins.
Pull that Koraidon team, the Andreas.
Yeah.
What is that? Imprison E-Force as well. If you want to be a hater, you think it's gonna be a big thing.
He called the side spam popularity. He called. Another skill shot one. Here's your Terra Ground Sheet, you Daniel.
Oh, okay. So I have no idea. I thought it was an armor Rhydon team or something. I didn't expect that to be there.
He posted his pace as well.
So nice. And despite side spam popping off like crazy, Instant did not do good.
Yeah, 2 in top 8, right?
Instant did not do it. Did okay. It was mostly on these Combine teams, and other than that, it did not see a lot of play.
Were those EVs correct?
Wait, did all the buys instantly? No.
Right on spread.
Yes, everyone in top. Yeah, like everyone in top 8 was X2.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
I guess I don't know.
Bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, that sucks. That means that everyone who is X1, because even
Lost
Chris,
early,
Chris,
yeah.
Chris was the other buy, and he also lost in top 16 too, which is crazy. Yeah, everyone who went X1 undefeated or had a buy lost immediately.
Yeah, that's rough. I thought there was 2 buys. I thought there was 2 X2s that.
There
buy.
was two X2 that
Oh.
yeah, buy. I don't remember who they were.
I know they won.
up,
They won their
actually.
set because Case did not get a buy. So it was someone in here then.
I guess by process of elimination that works.
Mm-hmm.
I will check it.
All right. I guess so. So with that, wrapping up our Reg G discussion, of course, we will talk about the results of Merida, but I think honestly we will spend more time next week talking about the Victory Road tournament than Merida, most likely. But that I do want to do the Calc is Right, because I'm sure we have some fun calcs to do for the Calc is Right. And I'm sure you guys, with your very unique team, have some fun, interesting calcs for us to have to guess out. For those who don't know, the way this show works, or this little game works, is that one person will list off a damage calc, with the attacking Pokemon and the defensive Pokemon and the attacking move, and then everyone else will have to guess a specific percentage point in damage, and if they are in the damage range, they get it right, and if they are not in the damage range, they get it wrong. And I will leave the floor open. Does anyone have a damage calc that they want to quiz us on?
I do. Yes.
Ooh.
So we were talking about Frostmoth earlier, right?
No.
As we do. Now obviously it has wide guard, right?
That's all I know
Obviously.
about it.
Right. So it's like you're not going to get hit by the spread moves, but in order to be an effective counter to the horses, you got to be able to deal with the first hit too. So what I want to know is, hey, how much does Max Timid, Life Orb, Shadow Rider, Psychic do to Max Special Defense Frostmoth?
Oh shoot, this is gonna.
I
It-
feel
it-
timid.
This is the
Life
second
Orb
straight
Timid?
week we've done a Frostmoth calc. You know
Psychic.
that?
I think
Frost-
it's
I
like.
don't know that.
Frostmoth
Do
bump,
I
you
just
said?
do I just rattle off my answer?
No,
Max
let's
No,
get
you
that
gotta say ready first, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Max Spedef Frostmoth.
Man, I
How
think I'm
much
gonna
does it
undershoot
take
this
from
one.
It's like-
Life Orb Psychic?
Max HP, max SPDF.
Max HP,
Calm.
Max Spedef.
Oh,
Calm.
okay. Yeah, okay.
Oh, he's
I
bulky.
think that's bulky boy. I'm gonna
I
undershoot.
can't lie or deny. I don't know the Frostmoth CV spread. This is for the purpose of argument.
Okay.
This is
Fair enough.
I have a guess.
I have a number.
I will
Everyone have
guess
number?
something. Sure.
All right, let's go. Audie first.
This feels like it probably 2 shots, so I'm gonna say it does 60.
Okay, 60%. Okay, Daniel.
I
What's your guess?
am gonna gamble. I'm gonna say it's really low. I'm gonna say, but I don't want to undershoot it. I'm gonna say 35.
All right, Joey.
I
What's
believe
your
in
guess?
Frost. I believe in Frostmoth. I think it lives these. I think I'm gonna go 40%.
It resists
You-
it with shield dust.
So you're all wrong, and
Ah.
I want Audie to throw in the calc to see why you're all wrong.
Is it like 20?
It's gotta be sad.
I
isn't it?
didn't want to undershoot. I didn't want to.
Yeah,
We're
Max
all-
Life Orb.
These
And
are
put on
35
that calm
years
nature on Frostmoth, please.
Dang
Oh,
it!
it was calm too. Oh my god.
Oh, this is just argument. It wasn't the actual spread. We don't know what it was.
Jeez. Okay.
You said,
Ah,
you said 30
26.5.
and been in. You said 30.
I 30 would have been in, but 35.
Damn, we didn't.
That
We had the
is-
confidence in Frostmoth.
Yeah,
That
I
is
should have
crazy.
believed in the
Because
shield and the ice
Y'all
scales.
forgot about ice scales.
I knew
No,
about
I
ice
did.
scales.
I just thought it had shit stats.
It does to be.
Wow. I did totally forget about ice scales. I will cop to that.
So you would have been right if it didn't have ice skills. Oh, no.
Yeah, of course.
With calm, it wouldn't.
With
Or max calm.
yeah, I think it might have been in range. I don't know. I forgot. I honestly did totally forget about ice scales. All right. Does anyone else have a calc ready to go?
I have one.
Go for
Okay.
it.
Okay. So 0 attack, brute bonnet, sucker punch at -1 because they always have an incineroar into
No.
a max HP 4 defense Pelipper.
Two
Oh no, I don't know this one.
in the rain.
Max HP
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter, right?
for
You're
defense.
defense
It doesn't matter.
booster.
Yeah, we're defense boost.
It's for the defense booster. We're defense.
And we're -1, so it'd be defense boost anyways after that.
Yeah. -1,
Oh,
0
God.
attack, sucker punch from Brute Bonnet into a max HP 4 defense Pelipper.
Yeah, I got a number.
Sorry, I take a lot of. I'm taking a lot of like.
I can see the computations. You're good.
Yeah,
All right.
I think I got a number.
All right, Adi.
Oh, me again first. I'm saying 25.
All right, Gavin.
I was going 33.
Daniel.
I'm gonna say 15. I got no faith.
15. All right, we got Brute Bonnet.
Brute Bonnet at -1. So weak guy.
-1 with sucker
Well, I didn't say
punch.
an EV spread. I just meant hours, but like that's basically close enough.
Ah, dang.
And it
I
is
had two-
doing 19 to
Oh my
23%.
I have too much. I have too little faith.
I did say an EV spread. Yeah.
That is a very small amount.
Adi's
yeah.
in that, right?
No, I said 25.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
No, I guess the smaller ones are harder because there's a smaller range.
Yeah, it's a smaller
There is,
window.
yeah.
It's just-
Wait, for my own sanity, can you check what that calc is on 4 HP Pelipper? I want to just see like if like the max HP Pelipper's got me there. No, I just didn't believe. Damn, that's embarrassing.
I mean, so I thought I had a pretty good idea of what Seed Bomb would do, and I made it a little less. But I guess
Yeah, I guess
I'm
you didn't
also
run
used
sucker.
to-
Yeah.
I didn't run Sucker, but I guess I'm also used to having a little less bulk than 252-4.
Yeah. I
I
feel
just
like
know my Brute Bonnet is doing nothing to these Pelipers.
I know it breaks the sash, and that's all he's there for.
Because the collision course is like very little damage. Second course is very little damage. It's like die.
All right. I got one, and then Daniel, you can go last. But
Okay.
Gavin, what's your Iron Hand spread?
Oh gosh. Let me pull it up. Actually, I don't remember off the top of my head. One sec. It's not a lot of bulk. Why? Are you looking for attack or special or defense? Or what?
Defense, special defense.
All right, my Iron Hands is 12 HP, 188 SPDEF.
12 HP, 188 SPDEF, Iron Hands, and it is taking in the rain. It is how much damage does it take from a Terra Water Choice Specs Weather Ball in the rain from Walking Wake? Max special attack, timid nature.
Timid.
Water choice specs in the rain.
Man, I don't believe in Wake.
Probably right to do that.
Every time I hear a timid Wake calc, it always disappoints me. I remember Michael Derbest trying to use that early on his Koraidon teams in Reg G Part 1. And then it switched to a Bolt because it was just so much worse.
I have a number that maybe I should be more confident in.
I have a number.
Daniel?
Yeah, I got something.
All right. I'm gonna go with Daniel first.
Okay, I'm gonna say 90.
90. Joey, what do you think?
I'm thinking 96. I think it lives. I think it's a roll.
96, and it's a roll. Gavin, what do you think?
I was thinking the same thing. The number in my head was 95 damage roll to
Oh,
kill.
dang.
95. All right. So we got Timid, Terra Water, Weather Ball, In the Rain, and two y'all.
Oh my
shot it.
god.
No!
78 to 91.
Dan, you got it.
I know I got it. I got it. I just thought I never believe in Wake, and it always
Wow.
proves me right every time. Why is he so bad?
Yep.
I
That's
have a
crazy.
friend who's running who ran the Jamie Voigt team there, and I was like, every time you bring this Wake, it does nothing if it's a neutral. It's always a 2-8 KO. What's the point of doing between 50 and 100% if you're not gonna get the KO?
Nah.
Why is
special
Wake so
specs, you
bad?
know, what's the
This calc did come up in my set against Chris, I think, and I think I had some chip damage and I missed the KO. I wasn't sure exactly how much it would do.
Never
But,
gonna be a
I'd be
believer in
pissed at
Wake.
Wake.
I will show you the calc that really got me was the 252 Force Bedef Weather Ball does KO Pelipper. with all these damage multipliers, which was really
Okay,
cool.
never mind.
And that was the
He's
one that
done
I
it.
was looking
Pretty
at
cool.
and thinking
You
this
missed
is
that
the-
roll,
resist.
and you can get mad, so it's fine.
and you can get mad. But this is like this is like the moment where I was like, oh, this is how you beat the Ice Rider Rain matchup, is you just like nuke the Pelipers and you nuke
You just
everything.
blow up
with
the
this.
Pelipper.
You don't care that you're in rain. You're walking awake just wins the game anyways.
Yeah, that is, I guess, the point
yeah.
of the wake is that you just get to
Is
take the rain matchup.
he helps the rain matchup. He helps.
Yep. All right, Daniel, it is your turn. What is your calc?
All right. So yeah, since I forgot that I didn't have Chiyu in the back in my semifinals game against Yuki, I realized after the fact that I was still full HP Koraidon. So it all came down to how much I would take from an E4. So how much does Life Orb Max Timid CSR do in Psychic Terrain due to our Koraidon, which is 100 HP Force Spadef with expanding force.
Are you Terran?
Terra, yes, Terrifier, sorry. I was not taking that.
Terrifier. Yeah,
Oh,
and then
literally.
is Psychic Terrain up or no?
Psychic Terrain is up.
And it's just max
And it's
special
just-
attack timid CSR.
Yes.
Yeah, with life orb.
And is this single target or double target?
Dual target.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know how much more expanding force does than Astral Barrage neutrally.
I got a number.
I should know that.
You should know that.
I never use expanding force on CSR.
I know this. If you want this, it's the same as Psychic and Psychic Terrain.
Oh,
So it's a 30% boost, I believe.
okay. Which is okay.
I think I have a number.
I think I have a number as well.
All right, then I'm gonna start. Wait, Joey, do you have one?
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, I'm gonna start from my right to left with on my screen. So I'm gonna start with Joey. What do you think?
I think we get obliterated. I think it does like. I think 108.
Okay, and then I'll do Audie.
So I'm pretty sure that with no bulk, Life Orb Astral is like an unfavorable roll to kill, and if you do 30% more than that, it sounds like it really kills. I'm gonna say, and you have a little bulk. So I'm gonna say 115.
Yeah, 100 is good. Okay. And
I don't know this. I clearly don't know this well enough. My guess was 100 on the dot.
All right,
So we all think it dies.
man.
Well,
No, y'all,
We all think Daniel loses that. We all think
Psychic Terrain into Koraidon. You
Koraidon.
said 100
Yeah.
HP Force
Wow.
Spadef
Force Spadef.
that's us, yeah.
with Terrifier, Expanding Force, 252 special attack, and it does live that. It actually always lives.
I could have won. I would have.
It
I would
always
have had a
lives,
chance.
you know.
Still.
We have no
Damn.
faith in this thing. Our spread is goaded. Our spread.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on purpose too. You
Right.
little faith. I don't think I do not think Astral KOs you from if you're noble.
I might
Is
have
that
been.
real?
I might have been thinking of like +1 Astral or something like that,
Or beats
or
Green
Helping Hand
something.
Astral. Might have been Helping Hand Astral. Yeah, something like that. It had to be +1 because +1 is a roll to kill. So that was the calc I had in my head.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, apparently none of us but Daniel know our calcs. Oh, that's why he won the regional, right?
Okay, I got both the first
Yeah,
ones wrong. I got the walking weight one right just because I know to not have faith in that guy.
I got all of them wrong, so.
I think it was the old classic.
got
with
me there,
Kilowatt
Yeah, I think
count.
I also got them all wrong. I
Kill
forgot.
Astral Theorem.
All right.
Well, yeah. If you think it's good, however much you should do, you just decrease it by like what was it, like 20%, and that's how much wake does.
That was so maybe the least successful episode of the calc is right.
On average, how well do people do? on this?
They were tricky.
It depends. No, we were. It was pretty tricky. The Frostmoth one was very tricky. The Joey's ears was very tricky as well with the small range. I don't know what the average score is. Maybe we should keep track and see what people's success rate is in these.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty fun to see.
all-time score. Yeah.
Get in the comments who's the all-time leader in Calc is right.
I'm not gonna make the commenters do that. We have like 120 episodes, man. All
Watch
right,
them all.
You're the
Watch-
data science guy.
watch them all. Yes. Create a neural network to listen to our speech and see if we get it. Well, that is going to wrap it up from us. Thank you all for tuning in. If you missed part of this, you can check it out on YouTube tomorrow. !YT in chat for the link to that. And don't forget to subscribe. If you are watching on YouTube, come over on Twitch and give us a follow. These are always fun to do live. It's always great to have people on to ask questions. Thank you all for coming on the show. It's congratulations again for your incredible run. not you, Gavin. Sorry, but Joey, Daniel, for you guys' incredible run and for
We don't have any worry.
and for coming on and talking about your run because this was a lot of fun. Any final words or
pleasure.
shout outs?
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me on.
I think I've shouted out everyone I need to from the regional, but I
I
can
did
do it
everything on stream. I think I did everything.
Yeah, I mean everything. The only other thing is, I don't know if there's anyone who
You
is
missed
involved with it.
Jackson.
I miss Jackson. Jackson was rooming with me. He was the man who brought the Jamie Boyd team. His first regional, he went 4-4. Arcade underscore leapfrog in chat. And yeah, hopefully, I think he's coming with us to NIC if he gets in.
That'd be awesome.
Hopefully.
Love to see it. All right, with that, we're gonna wrap it up. I'm going to send you over to Master Mark, who is playing some. I don't know what he's playing. Reg G Lattery. If you really like Reg G, I mean, go check out Master Mark. I also see Tapo Wapo is pushing for partner. You guys can also go support him, but I think raids don't help you when you're pushing for partner. So you can also click on his channel directly. Definitely recommend that as well. We're gonna send you over to Master Mark for now. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, we'll catch you later.
Cool. Thank you, everyone.